Yo, yo! What is up, my nigga? What is up, my nigga? Hey, how is everyone doing this Monday? Probably working your asses off, I can feel you. Welcome back to another hard Rant stream. This is Mr. Hardcore Mode, where nothing is easy. Warriors and Winchers, how y'all doing? And God bless. We are back with a jam-packed full of content for this stream today. I appreciate y'all being here. I appreciate all the love and support you guys have been giving me. It has been a great deal, or just coming by. By the way, coming over to the channel and just lurking is the support that you've done it. Congratulations. You have supported the channel. That's all you needed to do. Anything more than that, thank you. But anyway, we are powered today with Twitch, Rumble, and YouTube. Just want to let you guys know. The Rumble, if you check rumble.com, is kind of new, so it's only got like 2 people following me on Rumble. But Rumble is just search up Mr. Hardcore Mode. It's easy to find. Actually, I could just send you the link right now because I know you motherfuckers are lazy. I know you motherfuckers are lazy. Just like me, I just got home, so I feel real lazy. So that's the stream over on the Rumble if you want to check that out. I greatly appreciate it. We are going to talk about stuff related to DEI that is going on. Some people that have been stepping down away from working on certain games that I've been interested in. We're going to talk about Blood of the Dawnwalker, their trailer. We're going to talk about the Fallout series that came out. I'm so glad I didn't watch it because the last season was mid to say the least. We also got, can't see it. We got a video by Minimal Effort that we're going to go ahead and check out. So props to him. This is related to No Rest for the Wicked, which is No Rest for the Wicked is a game for me. It is literally, hey, Mr. Hardcore Mode, here's a game for you. That's literally what it is. And it's going to be based off of what the PC Gamer has said. I think I want to talk about the DEI stuff first. Blood Angel, how you doing? How'd you get arrested? What? I just realized something. That time I got arrested, the officer didn't even offer me tea and biscuits. That's outrageous. That's such an English. He's joking, by the way. My mom said I pushed her when I didn't. I also haven't heard or seen anything from Dawnwalker. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. Actually, there's a new trailer that we're going to watch. I think that's the first thing that we're going to focus on because, I mean, I want to be excited about something. I don't want to talk about DEI straight off the rip. I'm sick and tired of DEI. That shit needs to burn. Needs to fucking die. How is everybody doing? It is good to I got mac and cheese right here. We're chilling today. We're chilling. Chilling. Here, can I take this? Yeah, I can. Don't eat it. No, I'm not joking. He didn't offer me tea and biscuits. Anyway, we got a jam-packed hard rant stream for you today. Got a lot of stuff to talk about. We're gonna start off with Blood of the Dawnwalker, and we're gonna check this thing out. Apparently there's some new footage that we can see. I'm sick and tired of them showing us videos like, hey, check out our music, and I'm like, congratulations, your music sounds exactly like Witcher music because you came straight from CDPR. Congratulations, woohoo, whoop-de-fucking-do. I want to see the fucking gameplay. That's what I'm concerned about. That's my biggest thing. I'm going to talk about that in this video. You should be excited about what happened in 3 hours of fuck around and find out. I like how you wake up and then you just see the ghost and Price right on top of your bed. They're just like, yo, what up, bruh? He's like, yo, square up, son. So we did exactly what he said, and we squared up. I like how Maduro, he didn't even fight it. He was like, okay. Oh, I'm okay. You're gonna handcuff me? Okay. All right. Where am I going? Oh, in that plane? Okay. Excuse me. We're going to America? Okay. Oh, you brought my wife to America? Okay. All right. Okay. I am so interested in seeing the American culture. Meanwhile, like literally days before he got literally kidnapped, he was like, squad, son, what up, son? Dawn! Dawn! Now he's fucking imprisoned, and he's just like, this is a nice place. Wow. Wow, America's so nice. It's so nice here in America. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, I'm gonna be behind bars? Okay. Alright. I like how Dr. Disrespect was like, quit showing me these, and he looked exactly like fucking Dr. Disrespect. That was fucking hilarious. Cause he did. That was fucking hilarious. Oh my god. Okay. Alright, let's start it off. Enough of all this extra chatter. Is this too loud? We'll bring it down. It was too fucking loud. I couldn't even think. There we go. We're gonna turn off the music for now. Boom. Boom. Ren. Let's get it. All right. Let's go ahead and check. What the fuck? What the fuck? What? All right, let's do this. Let's do this, boys. Let's do this, boys. Let's do it. Let's go. Yeah, this is how you start the stream off. Okay. All right. 1440p. Let's see it.
Imagine what wonders await.
Let's check this out. Oh, cuties, hotties. We got cuties.
I will fix it.
Looks good. Oh, wait. Did it already play while I was not looking? Wait. Wasn't there another video? Oh, I think the other video? Okay. So it's literally 38 seconds. I thought this video was going to be at least 7 or 5 minutes or something like that. This video went so fucking fast, it made my head spin. I was just like, wait, isn't this like 5 minutes? Hold on, guys. You know what? No. I don't care about them talking, saying we got a really special game for you guys. No, let's watch this video. It came so fast that I was just like, pause, by the way. It came so fast and I was just like, wait, what's going on? Who's what? Let's do 1080p, that's fine. Let's look at all the tiny details.
Imagine what wonders await.
So whatever runistic things that are on his chest is probably what opened the door. He seems to be talking to, I mean, obviously an attractive woman, but I'm just wondering, why was his blood or his skin, his body, I mean, obviously the main character Cohen is gonna have to fight a balance between his human side and his vampiric side, and his blood is the key to opening that door. I wonder why. And this woman she doesn't seem to be vampiric, unlike the last lady. Let's check this out. It's gonna be very bite-sized video. Okay, it seems to be a normal, maybe a possible shaman woman. I don't know. She seems like she's not an average woman, that's for sure. But you do see the runistic stuff that are on his arms that we already know of. We already know that Cohen had the runistic like fucking stuff on his left arm, but we didn't know about his chest area, which is interesting. Okay. Oh, well, god damn. It had to be 38 seconds. It had to be 38 seconds. We're gonna, you know what? We're gonna do the slow thing. Where's the slow thing? Where is it at? We're gonna have to, god damn. We're gonna have to go like, Well, first off, there's nobody speaking. Well, basically. Let's go ahead and pick at it bit by bit. Normal speed. Door opening. Okay, beta in-game footage. Well, they're in beta now. That's good. Attractive woman. Okay, all right, not bad. All right, kind of cute. All right, but where do they seem to be going? It seems to be some sort of cave or a bog, maybe. There's trees over there. There seems to be a statue of some kind over there. Seems to be important. Now, this lady seems to be some sort of gypsy, but she is 100% a vampire. She seems to be using her blood. Her eyes are clearly glowing. It seems to me that they like to focus on the duality of Dawnwalker, where we're talking about night and day. You have one woman teaching you certain things on your vampiric abilities during the day, and you have one woman who seems to be talking to you about probably, your vampiric side. Possibly. It seems like the first lady seems to be helping you. This lady right here, I don't know what her motive is. There's usually always that one person that is kind of guiding you and kind of tutorializing you as you progress through the game. It's not in every game, but there's always that one character that you follow until you don't see them anymore. Kind of like CD Projekt Red with Jackie, because Jackie was unfortunately only in the beginning of the game. Bless his soul. And it's basically the start of the whole game. So let's keep on going. She hot. Oh, I noticed a graphic an upgrade to the graphics, definitely from her hands. Those hands look very, very nice. Interesting. I hope she's not a strong, independent woman that don't need no man. She's a vamp, though. If you're a vampire, you're probably going to be a strong, independent woman that probably needs a man to suck off. I mean, they need the blood. I mean, it kind of makes sense. You mean like Robert DiMaggio in like Robert DiMaggio in Vampire the Masquerade? I forgot who that is. Let's keep going. What the fuck is this? Clearly it's blood. John DiMaggio from Vampire the Masquerade. Ah, that guy. The guy, him. Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. Good example. Okay. It seems to me like they're focusing on some sort of ritual. I can't tell whether or not they're here to stop the ritual. No, I thought that was a person within that blood sphere. But it seems to me that, whoa, hold up. Holy shit, whoa. We just got breaking right here. That right down here is a sort of offering cup. It's like a giant offering, bowl where people go to. You see the same offering cup in the other trailer of Blood of the Dawnwalker when the priest is like putting blood within that giant bowl. That is the same bowl. So it seems to me like they're sort of in a storage facility of blood, because obviously the vampires rule pretty much the city, and there's sort of a delicate dance between the vampires, I guess sort of protecting the people, but only because they're livestock. You know what I mean? Kind of like with Castlevania, the first season or the second season, kind of like Castlevania, where they were planning on trying to, you know, they weren't trying to kill all the humans. What they were trying to, well, another vampire was trying to do that. That was Dracula. But the one ladies were trying to own the whole area, and pretty much kind of like with Blood of the Dawnwalker, where they were just running the city. They were running the area. And they were just like, cool. Do whatever you want. Grow farmland. Get fat. Fuck. Have babies. But your blood is mine. Okay? We'll protect you. Everything will be... We'll provide for you. We'll protect you. But that blood is mine. Basically, they're in that a blood storage facility. Basically, kind of. Let's keep going. She seems to be either worried or like it's clear to me that, judging by the way she's looking at everything and the way Cohen's looking, it seems to me like they're not supposed to be in there. It seems to me like they're not supposed to be in the blood storage facility. The giant blood, where they pretty much, you know, vampires, or at least the well-known established vampires, could drink their fill and live forever. And using the town and the village's blood and all that. And I can't tell whether or not she's going to portray Cohen, or she's looking around to see if they've been followed, or she's either looking at the blood like, I don't think she's looking at the blood because she was hungry. I don't think they came down here or wherever they're at this sort of blood, you know, at this blood facility. I don't think they came here to have a quick drink. Okay? I don't think they're there for that. It seems to be a heist mission or a sabotage mission. My guess. I'm just shooting my shot here. Why? Who knows why? Okay, she just disappeared, and what is she doing? Wait. It seems to me... Oh, yeah. Okay, so it seems to me like she disappeared, and she was about to use one of her sorcery sort of blood abilities, and I can't tell whether... I don't think she's siphoning blood from the giant bowl. I think she's trying to destroy it. So we got one of those vampires, kind of like Serena from fucking Skyrim, who is kind of a good vampire in a way. So we might have that with this character. Who knows? I don't know. We're just spitballing here. She's gonna break the offering cup? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah. Isn't that the plot from Blade? And then it seems to me like, I think this is the first 30 or 45 minutes of the game where you have been completely changed. Seems like your character has just woken up, got injured. You do notice in the trailer, the CGI trailer, where the main antagonist has literally changed you, and he probably woke up in that condition, covered in dirt and shit. And yeah, that's probably him waking up. This looks like Kaled. Okay, this looks like Kaled. They need to work. They need to work on whatever that stuff is on the walls. They need to work on that. Yeah. It looks like they gave a better FOV of the character, by the way. Really good job. That's I'm glad they're listening. Oh, you got different clothing and everything? That's good. That's good. Oh, there's really cinematic areas. I like that. Who the fuck are these for? And it seems like they're also within... I don't know if this is the same church, but I don't know who these four motherfuckers are. Wait. It's not these four. Okay? They trick you into believing it's these four, but it's not. Although I do like their design. I like the fact that there is actually not even in Eastern Europe, but it seems to be like there's vampires across the land within the Mongolian area, probably in Francia, probably over in over in like for the witch lady, she's probably from Scotland or something like that. I'm not sure, but it seems to be that the vampire menace is everywhere. But I do want to preface, I like this shot. The shot's fucking great. I do like the old school sort of clothing. I think that's fucking fantastic. He's all... Okay, these four people are not the same people that you see in the next, in the next second. I don't know who these people are. They seem to be in your way or something. It seems to be another moment where you're not supposed to be here. And then you just get the four antagonists, and then that'll come in later. And I am so interested in seeing what is going to happen in this game. It's definitely heavily story driven, but they really need to dial up the gameplay. They really need to dial up the combat. You have to. You can't just go... By the way, new art. I think the new art looks great. You have to dial up the combat. If you want to make a story narrative, fine. But don't come out... But I'm gonna tell you, you have to figure out the identity of your studio. Because if you come out of your studio and the first thing you do is a story narrative game, then we're probably only going to get a story narrative game. Kind of like perfect example is the people that did Bloodlines 2. The people that did Bloodlines 2 are not people that do action games or much less RPG games. So they went and dived into an area that they don't know anything about. So that's why that game failed. However, Blood of the Dawnwalker is by devs that have worked at CDPR. So they know what RPGs are and they know what stories are. So they can blend both of the two. So if they want to keep on doing more of this new IP, by the way, hats off to the devs for making a brand new IP. There's a lot of motherfuckers out there that are just like, ooh, new IP, new ideas, ooh, scary, icky, ooh. How about we do another Marvel video game or another Tomb Raider video game? And I'm like, fuck you, get the fuck out of here. You don't even like Tomb Raider, get the fuck out of here. Like perfect example, Insomniac. Insomniac games... I like Spider-Man. I don't give a fuck about Spider-Man 2. And now they're doing Wolverine. And I'm over here thinking to myself, can you make a new IP that's entirely your own? Or are you just going to keep on making Marvel games? You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? It's kind of like what... I could talk about this all day where I'm just like, are you niggas going to make new IPs or not? And I think Rebel Wolves has something here. So hats off to them. I think this is a great thing that they're doing. Attractive characters, good stories. I can't wait. But anyway, we're gonna have to wait. I think it's coming out in 2026 or 2027. Probably 2027. I don't think it coming 2026? Bullshit. I don't think it's coming out in 2026. I don't think. Or with GTA coming out? We'll see. Anyway. I don't know about all that. I don't know about all that, Captain. I don't know. I don't know. I don't trust it. Should have played the music, but I wasn't sure how long that video was gonna be. I didn't think it was gonna be 38 seconds. I miss the old Ratchet and Clank from Insomniac. I do too. Like, bring that shit up. But then they keep on making like, well, I don't know how to make anything, so let's just make this. And I'm like, make something. I don't know, bro. I don't know. They're just like, oh, is there a fan base for this? Let me do it then. And I'm like, oh my God, bro, just make something new. People are starving for anything, really, anything brand new. People are starving for, and there's a place for it. Like, we'll get news about Breath Edge 2 this year. Breath Edge, ooh, good. I love Breath Edge. Funny ass fucking game. The original Lara Croft was a thrill seeker, basically. It had its action. Okay. I think we're gonna focus on a minimal effort video. Let's go ahead and do it. He doesn't have music on his videos. Alright. Hey everybody, this is Mr. Hardcore Mode, where nothing is easy, warriors and witches. How y'all doing, and God bless. We're gonna watch a video by Minimal Effort to check up on the No Rest for the Wicked devs that are working on an action RPG. And it seems like PC Gamer is attacking the devs of No Rest for the Wicked because of difficulty reasons of the game, or the gameplay, or the last boss that you face. I'm not sure, but it has to do with a game that I enjoy, an indie game that I enjoy, and it also has to do with difficulty in video games. I mean, being Mr. Hardcore Mode, I want to know about this, so let's go ahead and watch it.
Well guys, if there's something that we've learned in the last couple of years, it's that you can never hate games journalists enough, and I feel like I have to say this every few months, because we'll forget about them for a while. AI is doing a pretty good job replacing these irrelevant games journalists, kind of kicking them to the curb, letting them go off and scream about politics.
And they're doing it to themselves, okay? They're doing it to themselves. This is why IGN picked up all those smaller sub companies of game journalists. That's why, because IGN didn't want to fall.
Or whatnot over on Blue Sky. But unfortunately, they keep coming back time and time again. And, you know, if you want some examples of the way that journalists like to frame things in a very dishonest or disingenuous light, check out, for example, let's go back to 2024. Farm Folks CEO on boob physics, we don't want to attract...
I remember this. I remember this. Okay. He's about to talk about it, but this was where a bunch of fat fucking Karens and Alyssa Mercante were trying to snuff this game out because of boob physics. Now the devs came out not soon after saying, okay, yeah, we're being bamboozled. We're gonna make the game the way we want to make it. And I think that's great. But the farm folks were definitely getting, like, they were like, yo, we got boob physics, and then all the fucking cat ladies came together and just started going, wee! And we were just like, there's no need for this. It was so odd. And then the farm folk devs were just like, the way they gave the message back, saying like they were going against the gamer, and I'm like, you don't want to do that. So the the studio came back and they actually changed and reverted a lot of stuff because they just want to make games. They don't want to be in this political sort of stuff. They don't want to be involved with any sort of I think it's another example of game journalists changing the narrative and putting things out of context and just basically what's a good word for it? They're basically putting out certain things in bad faith to the developers, and the developers just came out in a separate video saying, hey, we apologize, we'll put the boob physics, he's like we'll make the game the way we want to make it. We don't want to be involved in, you know, who's right and who's wrong. We just want to make the game the way we want to make it. And yeah, Alyssa Mercante was involved in that shit. So anyway, let's continue.
nasty people. And of course, there was an update to this article from Melissa Mercante because she framed the CEO of the company that made Farm Folks, a little cozy sim game, as hating all types of gamers, hating the chuds, which was not the case. It was a mistranslation. Of course, you go more recently than that, Kotaku's still doing the same shit. Lords of the Fallen 2 dev promises sexy women, but fans just want better Souls-like gameplay. Now,
not only did Kotaku do this, but also The Gamer. A lot of these game journalists are toting the same fucking thing over and over again. A little side note, does anybody know about the whole thing going on with Venezuela and how many Venezuelans are really happy that USA picked up that fucking dictator and took him out? He's our bitch now. He's our bitch now. He's our bitch now. You know how happy the Venezuelans have been since we took that motherfucker out? And they were just like ecstatic because that guy has been a terror to that area for 20 plus years. And then, for some odd reason, fucking white people, be them Karens that are female or Karens that are male. No, the hell, there's black Karens out there too, but I don't see them in this aspect. Basically, they're coming out and saying they know more about Venezuela than the Venezuelans. Basically saying, why don't you do what I want you to do, which is what the Venezuelans want you to do? So it's kind of like, just like these game journalists. These game journalists are coming out saying, hey, this has nothing to do with games. You want sexy characters in your game? Why would you say that? That's icky. That's bygone era stuff. Meanwhile, every gamer enjoys that. Every normal person, any hardcore player of video games would also enjoy that. Meanwhile, we got pretenders, just like those Karens. These are Karens too. We got more pretenders coming out here pretending like, oh yeah, I'm a gamer, and let me tell you something, the gamers don't like this shit. And I'm like, whoa. First of all, you're about to lose credibility, bitch. Second of all, who the fuck do you think you are?
Again, we covered this before. This was in response to a fan asking if he could make beautiful women, and Marek Tominsky over at CI Games simply said, yes, you can. And of course, I've had my issues with Marek Tominsky. I feel like Tominsky has unfortunately focused a lot on the sexual aspect, the desirable desire.
He has to. Minimal effort. He has to speak. He's doing literally two things at once. He's not only, I don't know why people do this shit, because it pisses me off, because it's like, we always say this with developers where we're like, hey, why don't you talk to your community? And then Marek literally talks to the community, and then what? It's like, oh shit, he's talking to the community about, why don't you just put, you come out as a Karen when you say, well, why don't you just put them in there anyway? And I can understand that in a small aspect, but in the grand scheme of things, I think he's doing a great thing. I think I want him to see public conversations with regular run-of-the-mill gamers. He's not looking for fucking he's not looking for IGN people. He's not looking for The Gamer. He's not looking for Polygon. He's definitely not looking for Jason Schreier. He's talking to the regular run-of-the-mill 9-to-5 worker out there saying, hey, what do you want in this game? Well, we want this. Gotcha. And so we get two types of people. The journalists saying, why do you have to ask? What is this? This doesn't make any sense. And then we get the anti-woke people saying, well, why don't you put it in the game instead of just asking? And I'm like, we caught both of you motherfuckers at the same time. I think Marek is doing a great thing where he's having open dialogue with people, and I think open dialogue with people is a great thing because it not only shows how you work and how you want to construct your business, but it also shows like it shows the hand of every other journalist when they react to what Merrick is doing. You don't want A and B body type in the game? Let me know. And then what did the journalists do? They make a fucking article about it because they're not playing games. They don't got anything better to do. But also with the anti-woke crowd, which is basically me, where they're just like, well, why don't you just put it in the game? No, I want to talk about it. I want to have open dialogue about it. This way, we create our own echo chamber. We gatekeep this way. This way, when we talk to people that are also gamers, that are also game developers, we are basically slowly pushing away these freaks. So when you come up to me saying like, well, we don't really, I mean, why don't you just put it in the game? And it's like, no, we have to have these conversations.
Ability, if you will, of his characters, which is fine. I've said this before, totally fine to be able to make beautiful, attractive, sexy characters in a game. I personally just want better gameplay, and if you have those other things too, fantastic. But they're not even giving this guy the benefit of the doubt. They have done an incredible job with Lords of the Fallen, patching the game, fixing the game, doing everything they can to make the game better. And Tominski, he can have the most normal takes like this one right here, saying personal agendas should never come before the company, in reference to community managers trying to inject whatever their idea.
That's absolutely true. We'll talk about this later in a different video. But that is a very, I think what's his name, Palmer Lucky said the same thing, where it's like, if you start to dive in to your own sort of, if you start to become, what's the word, it starts with an A, if you become an activist, you might as well just turn off, you might as well just stop making your video game, period. It's one thing to be like, I love my country and I want to express it in a video game. It's another thing to be like, it was like, I have certain politics and I want to put it in the game subtly to where people can have like, an open mind. I think a perfect example would be Phantom Liberty. I think Phantom Liberty, Cyberpunk 2077. What else? What's a good one for a story? I think Last of Us Part 1 was something very interesting that actually a lot, like there's some like things that are related into like politics in the first one. The second one is shit. Okay, the first one had a lot of stuff where it's just like, how do you focus on survival? How do you love again? All this sort of stuff was implemented in Last of Us Part 1. What's another one that had politics that was put in there subtly? Come on, give me one. Elden Ring had some politics in there, turning out like, hey, there's no good side in Elden Ring. There may be different factions, different people, different religions in Elden Ring, but they're all fucking bad. I think the only one that's actually probably the only one that got fucked over is probably the Albunerics, the slimy fucking people. They were the most disenfranchised people out of all of them. So but there's like a lot of these games, even Persona has a lot of politics in their game, and all these games put in certain things that make you think, and you go through the game like, holy shit, that's crazy. Now flip that over and you turn the video game into a fucking lecture. You turn the game into, after you're done with this game, we're gonna have a pop quiz. That's when you fucking lose the audience. That's what happened to fucking Veilguard. That's what happened to Avowed. That's what happened to fucking Bloodlines 2. That's what happened to shit, I don't know, Highguard. Highguard is about to come out, and they thought, oh shit, we're definitely not Concord. Everybody just said you're fucking Concord. The way your art is, the way you design the fucking females, that is Concord 2.0. You are literally trying to virtue signal right in front of everyone, and you're trying to pretend that your shit don't stink.
ideology is into a game, into the writer's room, and they still won't give him the benefit of the doubt. Well, unfortunately, we're seeing this again with the CEO of the game, No Rest for the Wicked, over there at Moon Studios, the guy that made Ori Will of the Wisps, from this article saying, No Rest for the Wicked lead spends New Year's Eve picking a fight with former Blizzard president Mike Ibarra over Diablo 4, who points out, you need to chill.
No Rest for the Wicked lead spends New Year's Eve picking a fight with former Blizzard president Mike Ibarra over Diablo 4, who points out you need to chill. Understatement of the year, and we're only 5 days in. What was the conversation over Diablo 4? I mean, I don't play Diablo 4. I think a lot of you guys probably don't play Diablo 4. I play Path of Exile too. But what is it about? I'm curious.
Blizzard president Mike Ibarra over Diablo 4, who points out you need to chill. Now, again, this is a lengthy article, and I'm going to go through some of the responses from Thomas Mahler after the article. But this is a prime example of how you'll understand where their ideology, where their political leanings affect the way that they write these articles when you get to the very end of it here. So I actually saw this unfolding with my own two eyes on Twitter for, a couple of days as it was going back and forth, and I even thought to write an article about this myself. Of course, PC Gamer writes it from the other viewpoint of, yeah, this guy's a chud and he needs to shut up, right?
Okay, we're gonna read this. Mike Ibarra from Blizzard says, putting down other games for your own game's sake doesn't really work. Let your game stand on its own 2 feet. I haven't played in a while, excited to fire it up and check out the Mike, real talk. This is from the No Rest for the Wicked dev. Real talk, you were put in charge of Diablo and you didn't treat it with the respect it deserved. Okay. Oh, okay. Hold on. I don't know if this is, what is it going to say? Diablo used to mean something. Diablo 2 was an utter masterpiece. Everybody agrees. Everybody agrees with him, and showed the whole world that Western developers could do. You okayed turning Diablo into a microtransaction slot machine. Got him. Oh God, okay. Mike Ibarra says you could critique other game. Bro, this is one of those moments where you see two retards starting to, they're about to fight, and you're like, get out of the way, retard. No, you get out of the way, retard. And you're looking at them and you're just like, well, I can't come out and say like, yo, don't call him a retard, because you know very well, like, only a retard would know. And you're looking at it, one person can't walk, one person can't use his hands. He's like, oh, look at you, you can't even write, dude. And then they just start fighting, and you're just like, it's one of those things where you're just like, yo, get the camera. And he's like, we should stop this. No, we shouldn't, bitch. Get the fucking camera. Mike Ibarra says you could critique other games all you want. Then what the fuck are we talking about? You just said putting down other games for your own game's sake really doesn't work. I firmly disagree, by the way. I think it's very well known to be like, I want developers to come back and say, hey, your game, what is this? You used to be great. I want developers to have a voice and be like, I miss the freedom of speech that developers used to have back in the day. But now everybody's acting like, oh, play nice. Play nice. We're all professional, aren't we? No, we're fucking not. We're nerds. We're gamers. We're the motherfucker that as soon as we push the PlayStation button and then your wife hears the beep, she's just like, what are you doing? Why don't you be with the family? That's who we are. That's who we are. We just want one more match. We just want to have one win, one victory, one match, and win before you go back into the fucking rust. And then everybody treats this like, oh, we need to be nice. Fuck that shit. That's bullshit. I know for a fact, because you're competing against everybody else. You are not friends. You may be a person like, hey, I know that guy from that other studio, but that's it. You can critique other games all you want, but running around putting down Diablo and Path of Exile, begging people to play your game, is stupid. And that is my point. You know, it's stupid as well. I get you're desperate at this point, but I'd focus on your game and not D4 and Path. Real quick, I like how he didn't even mention the microtransactions. I like how I like how he's not even saying anything about the microtransactions. He skipped over that shit. He's just like, you can't do that. You can't do that. Are you going to say anything about the part where he said, yo, you're a microtransaction slot machine? Are you going to subdue any of that and be like, you know what? Maybe we are, or are you going to say like, you know what? We should get rid of that or something, anything. By the way, last time I checked, you had to pay for Diablo 4 and it's a microtransaction slot machine. You had to pay for the game and you still get microtransactions. It's fucking Concord 3. That's great. You want to pay $40 and then also get loot boxes? Is that what you want? And this motherfucker jumped over what he said and he's just like, listen guys, leave D4 and Path of Exile alone. Listen, I got my gripe with Path of Exile 2. I love that game, but holy shit, that marketplace is hot dog water. It is. And also, I don't know why, but all the fucking armor looks like shit. It's bulky, it's stupid. Every single microtransaction in Path of Exile 2 or 1 all looks like shit. You want to glow? You want to glow a little bit? You want to glow with green? You want to glow with blue? You want to glow with black? Or do you want to have a whole giant armor piece on your fucking female character and then glow with red? And I'm like, all these, who designed this armor? You need to talk to the Stellar Blade developers that give free costumes in that game on Stellar Blade, and they make the girls still look attractive. That's what you need to do. That's why I stick with the same clothing that my character got on the first day, on the first playthrough of Path of Exile. I think I play the Huntress and her tits are out and everything, and I'm like, awesome. But as soon as you put any sort of microtransaction armor on any of the characters, they look like a fucking man. Also, the stash shit, trash. I know the game is free, I get it, but the just look at the store. Just look at the store in Path of Exile 2. It's fucking huge. It's huge. You want to have a pet? You want to have a familiar? You want to have a different aura? You want to have glowy balls all around your face? Pause, by the way. You want to have a cool little teleporter? And I'm like, you want to fancy up your fucking campsite? And I'm like, no, I don't want to do. You look at the microtransaction fucking store and your head spins. And the only one that you're thinking to yourself is, I need another stash slot. That's all I want. You sure? Don't you want to look like a snowy hunter that's in the woods? No, bitch. Every fucking microtransaction place has a snowy hunter fucking costume. Just talk to Ubisoft.
So it says, No Rest for the Wicked is an interesting game, a lovely looking and by my colleagues' accounts, genuinely promising roguelike. Its biggest obstacle, however, seems to be its project lead and developer CEO Thomas Mahler, who
Okay, PC gamer, let's go.
Who's once again taking to social media to get into fights with people. Thanks, GamerRadar.
Oh my gosh, I hate this shit, bro. Why is it that we have open dialogue and they always use big ass fucking words like, hey, your game, it's stupid. And then they put on here, I am being attacked. You're not being fucking attacked. See, this is why I really cannot stress the word. I cannot stress this enough. These are words. You are not being fucking attacked. You're not being harassed. Okay, they're not at your house. Okay, they're not in your DMs. It's just one developer talking to another developer saying you guys used to be cool, and then you label it as being attacked. And I'm like, oh my fucking god, bro. And that just, you know, it takes things out of context every fucking time. Oh, you're getting in fights. Oh, they're attacking. Oh, bully. I want bullies to come back. I'm serious now. I'm serious. I'm going full demon time right now. We need bullies to come back. We need that shit, because these motherfuckers up on PC Gamer are just like, oh, they're being attacked. Nigga, are you serious? Did he come over to Blizzard looking for Mike Ybarra with a fucking bat and some nails on it? Are you?
Plus, the person in question is former Blizzard president Mike Ybarra, who left the company late January.
I miss the word debate. I miss the word debate. Don't you? Don't you guys miss the word debate? Sounds like the bitch who tweeted Vavra saying KCD2 succeeded despite him. Fucking narcissistic twats. Yeah, I hate that shit. Like it's like this game is good, but it would be better without the bigots. And I'm like these journalists are going to be replaced with AI, and it's not going to be our fault.
Last year, both Ibarra and Mahler got into a spat on X during New Year's Eve, one which started with Mahler posting the following: "We all know anyone can look good in Diablo 4 or Path of Exile 2.
What do you mean by looking good? Do you mean, do you really want to
Do you really want to show your audience you've got skill? Try no rest for the wicked."
We all know anyone can look good in Diablo 4 or Path of Exile 2. Oh, they mean gameplay wise. Because let me be honest. Let me be honest. Your character can't look cool at like aesthetically. Aesthetically, your character cannot look cool in either Diablo 4, well, maybe a little bit in Diablo 4, but not in Path of Exile. Like, either of these games, they want to put microtransactions on your ass so bad. As a matter of fact, I'm going to say it. I can't believe I'm going to say this. The characters that you get in, I know this is a small snippet and this has nothing to do with what we're talking about, that what he's referring to is gameplay. And he's basically saying his game, and it's like, hey, if you like those sort of games, you know, try No Rest for the Wicked. It's more, it has a better, you know, it has a different feel. It's, you know, basically a different difficulty curve or something like that. It'll whip your ass, basically, is what he's saying. I'm thinking over to myself and like, I'm gonna say it, when it comes to aesthetically pleasing characters, I would say Diablo 2 would be at the top, minus the fat bitches being a druid. I think that was the dumbest shit that they ever added. The fat bitches being a druid was fucking disgusting, but the female rogue looks nice. The fucking reaper female looks really good. The males look pretty good, especially the barbarian, all look pretty good. But the fat bitches, I don't know. I don't know. We should save the fat people for the enemy. That way we know who the enemy is. And then when we see a giant fat lady with a turkey leg, we're just like, bad guy. And then the developers are going to be like, fat people could be good too. And I'm like, really? But he's talking about the combat.
And of course, we've seen recently some taking, shots at other games doesn't work well. For example, like the Splitgate CEO, when your game can't back up what you're saying, right?
Yeah, when your game doesn't back up what you're saying. Everything else is fine. It's fine. It's and by the way, this is all online. This isn't like This isn't seen in the broader spectrum of the world. Regular, normal people are not looking at this. I didn't even know about this until tonight. So not everybody's looking at this. It's not like, oh shit, look, it's got 5,000 views and or 10,000 views. Oh man, you said that? Looks like your game's not gonna succeed. And I'm like, really? You would have to do something very, very off to get nobody to play. But, oh, perfect example. I can't believe it. Perfect fucking example. Concord came out. Nobody played the game. Then after nobody played the game, then the developers were saying crazy fucked up shit after the game failed. So they didn't say anything yet. People saw the trailer of the game and said, I'm good, dude. I'm all right. And then when nobody showed up for the game, even though they didn't say much, after the game came out and it didn't fail, and then people were like, hey man, I'm sorry, man. He's like, I'm sorry your game didn't work out or anything like that. He's like, who's your art design? Like the art is kind of off or anything like that. Did you guys ever think about, like, you know, reaching out to your community? And then the Concord developer was like, man, fuck all you. And then the guy was like, I was trying to fucking be nice. Fuck you then. And then that's what I'm talking about. It doesn't matter much what you say on social media. What matters is what you bring to the table. That's it. Your trailer is the first thing that they're gonna see, and it's a yes or no for people. It's a yes or a no for people on that first trailer. A lot of people like to do like these CGI videos, and they're like, oh, I'm not going to show you gameplay, but here's a CGI video. And you're just like, where's the fucking gameplay? Where's the gameplay? Or they play a CGI video, and you're just like, yo, the combat's great. Awesome. And then it turns out to be a fucking card game, and you're like, fuck this shit, bro. Fuck this shit. That's the only time. That's the only time. When it comes out into early access, that's the first time that it launches. That's the only time when people see it in the broader spectrum of the world. When you say something on social media where it's just like, I don't like Diablo 4 or Path of Exile, you got a choice to play No Rest of the Wicked or No Rest of the Wicked, check it out. The only people that are going to see it are people that are terminally online. And that's us.
Ibarra then proceeded to reply, putting down other games for your own game's sake doesn't really work.
It does. It does. When Daniel Vavra said Veilguard looks... Veilguard is shit, I agreed with him. And I still play his game. And we'll play the DLCs later. When Daniel Vavra came out and said, I tried Avowed, I don't know what they were thinking, and then people were like, you can't say that, you can't say it. Didn't fucking work. Everybody agrees with him. It's only a short, small, fucking critically online fucking weirdos like me and you that know about that, and then it's just like and you're either one of the two. You're gonna easily react to it and get angry, or you're gonna ignore it. I choose to be like, yeah, that makes sense. Now, if you just come out and say like Elden Ring is trash, then I'll probably come over. If you say something like Sekiro, trash. Or if you say something that's like way off, like Pathfinder Kingmaker is like, you know, it's like kind of trash, and I'm like, all right, we need to talk. Like Space Marines 2. Like, we all know that Space Marines 2 is fucking fun, right? But when we see journalists come out and say something like, yeah, but it's attracting the chuds, that's what I'm talking about. So you need to read the fucking room, okay? You need to read the fucking room. When everybody said unanimously Concord is trash, and then developers say Concord is trash, don't get mad at the developer. He's right, because Concord is trash. and nobody could play the game.
Let your game stand on its own 2 feet, which I think is fair. But again, Mahler can say whatever he wants to as long as he's
Yeah, he can say whatever the fuck he wants.
confident in his own game. He followed it up with a reasonable, I haven't played it in a while, excited to fire it up and check out the progress. Here's the part where I, a third party trying to muster up the energy to care about this, cry objection and point out that Ibarra did exactly this December 2024, dunking on Marvel Rivals as an Overwatch clone, which I think...
I totally forgot about that shit. He did. Oh my god. Wasn't there another moment where Mike Ybarra, like, no, there was another moment. Oh my god. He did say that. There was another moment where he was out of touch, but maybe they'll touch up on that.
A lot of people did, but it doesn't matter because Marvel Rivals is kicking pretty much every other game's ass except for Arc Raiders. In fairness, though, that was over a year ago, and perhaps he simply learned his lesson after being visited by the ghosts of tweeters past.
He didn't learn his lesson. He didn't learn his lesson, okay? He's just easily reacting because he's an old fuck, okay? He's not, let's not give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's not do this like, oh, well, maybe in his mind or in his heart of hearts. No. It's kind of like with Stranger Things season 5. If you think the writer is smart with his fucking story and lore, actually he's not. He's just winging it. All right, he's just winging it. It's like, you think he's out here looking at the lore, or, you know, looking at like, oh man, what if the writer is thinking about this and this and this, and oh man, it all comes to this. And then you see the Duffer Brothers and they're just like, I don't know, I just put it in because I don't know, I like gay people. That's what I'm talking about. That I keep on coming back to these individuals thinking to myself, well, maybe they've learned something. No.
And future. But I digress. What follows is an exhausting slap fight between the former head of a company bought for $68 billion and the CEO of a studio that really needs to log off for a bit. On New Year's Eve 2025, Mahler lashed out. Diablo used to mean something, Diablo 2 was an utter masterpiece and showed the whole world what Western developers could do. You okayed turning Diablo into a microtransaction slot machine where people can buy horse armor for $65.
Do you guys not have phones?
Just hang on a second. They're saying Mahler's lashing out, and I'm saying holy freaking based, okay? So again, the political bent, if you will, of the writer is definitely showing through right now. Says, so should we gamers thank you for that, or is it little honest critique deserved here? It's time that executives stop patting themselves on the back after ruining beloved franchises and accept some personal responsibility.
That's actually a really good point. And here's the thing that you have to do is you have to let people speak and say their mind, regardless of whether or not they're see, when it's a normal person saying Diablo 4 is trash, Mike Ybarra doesn't even move. But if it's an established person who is also a game developer, now it becomes like game developer police. Game developer police cannot say anything bad about anybody else. You should remain positive all the time. Stay positive. No negativity, because negativity equals bigotry or some dumb fucking shit. And it's just like, you can't do it now. Once you're in the game sphere, now we're a family and shit. And I'm like, I don't fucking know you. Who the fuck? You mean to tell me if one of the people in my chat made a video game and it slightly succeeded, and then they say something like, man, I really wish Diablo was back in, Diablo was back. And then people were like, oh, actually, Diablo has always been here and it's always good. How dare you, as a game developer, treat us? We're supposed to be on the same side. And I'm like, sides? Who the fuck? Sides? We ain't on the same side. Who the fuck? I'm a gamer. Did you forget? I develop during the day and I'm a gamer during the night. And then on the late nights, I'd be clapping cheeks. Who's? Yeah, my workplace did the we're a family thing, and then they snitched back to the team. Yeah, exactly. It's all a fucking lie. You remember when Kraken scammed the devs of Subnautica 2? I remember that shit. They all want devs to be nice and stroke each other's pussies. F that shit. Exactly. That's why Dr. Disaster made a video where he was just like, I'm really upset at Daniel Vavra for being upset at fucking Claire Obscure winning for KCD2 not winning any awards. And I'm like, guys, you're being baited, okay? Daniel Vavra kind of probably cares about trophies, but he doesn't. He's just fucking with you, okay? I have figured out who Daniel Vavra is. He's a fucking rage baiter. It took me a while to figure out whether or not what he says online is like something serious, but every time when he puts a smiley face on his fucking tweets, I'm like, he's fucking around. And then people go like, oh, Daniel Vavra, he's being mean to like fucking Claire Obscure, bro. He's being mean to Claire Obscure, bro. You guys need to have professionalism. Fuck that Canadian shit.
The writer of the article says, I'm not here to gas up Diablo 4 or whatever. As a matter of fact, I've written about how dumb the horse was before. However, I do want to point out that the horse was priced as essentially a tack-on to $65 worth of premium currency. Still annoying, yes, but not a $65 horse. Anyway, we all know that D4's microtransactions aren't great. Moving on. Ibarra wrote back, you can critique other games all you want, but running around putting down Diablo and Path of Exile, begging people to play your game is stupid. And
see this Mike Ibarra. See this shit that they pull off. He tries to jump over the microtransactions thing, and then he starts to do this whole critique of how the No Rest for the Wicked development team or CEO should conduct themselves. It's just like, listen, you can say whatever you want, but you shouldn't say whatever you want. Does that make any sense? Because when you say whatever you want, that's freedom of speech. And I know this is Elon Musk's platform, but we really should go back to the days where Elon Musk didn't have this platform, where we just deleted your fucking profile because you said mean things about Diablo 4. Yeah, we really need to go back to that, because right now, I feel like I'm being attacked. Do you see me being attacked? Do you see he hit me right here? Okay, I'm being attacked. We're fighting, and I'm like, we're not fucking fighting. We're having a conversation. It's like this is the kind of shit that I can't stand, bro. It's like, he disagreed with me. He says my game is just, it used to be good, but now it's bad. Someone help me. That's the shit I can't stand.
that is my point. You know it's stupid as well. I get you're desperate at this point, but I'd focus on your game and not Diablo 4 and Path. I'm not going to pick apart the entire thread with tweezers, but I do feel annoyed at the fact that I'm going to have to sit here and say that Ibarra is almost as reasonable as he can be here, despite having plenty of wearisome social media takes of his own in the past. I say almost because the most reasonable thing is to not start fights in X, but hey, we're here now. Hey, so, you know, some of us like
yeah. Whoa, let him finish.
Starting fights on Twitter. And I still call it Twitter, not X. Ibarra's sign-off is unfortunate.
It doesn't matter whether or not it's Twitter or X. It doesn't matter. We're not having fights. We're having conversations. There's no fighting going on. Okay? There's no fighting going on. We need to stop this. We're just having debates. Now, if somebody just said, like, why don't you come over to my house and show me what you got? Well, why don't you come over to my house and show me what you got? Okay, now we're starting to fight. But we're not having this. See, what white people need to understand is that just because one child is screaming at another child, that is considered a fight. One child is screaming at another child. I get it. A lot of white people have kids, and two of their kids are screaming at each other, and yeah, they're having a fight. Got it. But this isn't it. This is completely different. Okay? All right, kids pulling their hair at each other. I get it. But if you keep on acting like everybody else is your child and thinking like, oh shit, well, I disagree because you guys used to be good, but now you guys are not good. I miss that. And then Yabar is just like, listen, you can't listen. You're my son and you should conduct yourself in this way. Fuck that shit.
Bang on the money.
Which white people? It's the ones that want everybody. It's the white people. There's two different types of white people. The simps and the ones that want to blow their heads off. Those are the only two white people I know. Okay? There's a third one, and I like the third one. The simps, the ones that want to blow their heads off, and the third one is just, hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Thanks, have a good day. I see them all the time. I like them. Their mind is fucking clear. They're just like, I'll see you again. Have a good one. The first one is Mike Ybarra, the one that wants to be a mom to fucking everybody. You know, he wants to fucking, they want to make sure that you don't say certain things, and they want to cancel certain people. They want to, make sure that, everybody has to be positive. And then there's there's the white people that want to blow their heads off to where they're just like, you know what? The world sucks. I guess I'll live one more day. Yeah. Listen, I got kids. One more day. I like my grandma. I don't want to make my mom sad. One more day. And then the next day comes and they're just like, bro, fuck. No, my mom's gonna be sad. Not today. Those are the three. Those are the three white people. The three desperados of the white people. Fucking Karens, the doomers, and the third one is the what's the word I'm looking for? It starts with the like the wise one, the passive one. Why don't you come over to my church? We got cookies. Ned Flanders. Yeah, the Ned Flanders. Ned Flanders is the third one. That's the third one. The Doomer, the Karen, and the Ned Flanders. You get three white.
Quote, I'm not here to point fingers, cry, and whine. I don't have to work anymore. You do, just like Xbox's experiences in working with you on Ori. All your future partners read this and understand what they are getting involved with. You need to chill and focus on your team and your game. As pointed out by contributor Autumn Wright on this very site last year, Mahler's escapades as the kind of Gamergate-adjacent controversy farmer who sees enemies in every reflection are a downright shame, because no rest for the wicked would otherwise interest me. As it stands, I'm feeling pretty put off.
Shut the fuck up, PC Gamer. Stop acting like you either played the game already or you're not playing any games. Okay, listen, PC Gamer, PC Gamer. You either are not playing any games and you're just on X and Blue Sky all the time, or you're playing a furry game.
Then again, like I said, you have to get to the bottom of the article to really understand where the author is even coming from. Of course, Thomas Mahler saw it on Twitter and says it's almost like reading a Kotaku article, which is fun.
No rest for the wicked. Spends New Year's Eve picking a fight with a former Blizzard president, Mike Ybarra, over Diablo 4. It's almost like reading a Kotaku article. Bro, I love this guy. He's all right. He's
funny because the first two examples I started my video with were both Kotaku articles. But
somebody says, I honestly force myself to play games. Bro, you need to come back and play a game. Go out there and play a game that you know you miss, like you miss. That's what I'm doing. I'm playing Mass Effect 2. I'm going back. This is how you get yourself back into video games, because I'm pretty sure you guys are around my age, around 30, or probably, younger. But you have to go back and play the retro games that you probably enjoyed. You don't have to play the new stuff all the time. You don't have to play indie games all the time. You can go back. I'm ready to play Kingdoms of Amalur, like, on my own. I'm thinking about it. But yeah, go back and play. That's how you get back into gaming.
Focus on what Thomas Mahler actually says right here in a separate tweet that the article didn't even reference. And again, in response to somebody with a dispute about the $65 horse armor, Thomas Mahler said, "How are people still falling for this stuff? No, I'm not selling you drugs, I'm selling you plastic bags for $65. The drugs are just a bonus." Then he goes on to say what people like Quick don't understand, Mike Ibarra, and probably will never understand, is that there's a difference between artists and creators that actually build something and executives that then exploit those creations for short-term profits. Mike Ibarra...
The publisher, the people, the developers are mostly doing the coding, the big stuff, the stuff that's going to be in the game. Meanwhile, the publisher or Blizzard, there's a lot of moments where the publisher or CEO or that sort of person will just go out while the developers are working and just come out and be like, we got stuff for you guys. We got stuff, bro. You can't wait, bro. I got all this stuff. We got microtransactions. Check it out. And then the development team is just like, bro, can you save that for after the game comes out? Because it comes off as the video game being just an engagement farming sort of video game. I'm pretty sure the developers care about like their game and stuff like that, but there's always that PR or marketing team that's just like, it's like, pre-order now and get the dragon armor, and I'm like, fine, whatever, pre-order dragon armor. Got it, but we're more than that. We got armor in the game. And then the marketing team, there's good marketing like Warhorse Studios, and then there's marketing teams that's just like, bro, like, perfect example. Forgot the name. Outer Worlds 2. Outer Worlds 2 keeps on coming out and going like, check out your companions. We don't like the companions. They look fucking ugly. He's like, hey guys, you anti-capitalism, am I right? And if I was working at Obsidian, I'm just like, bro, shut the fuck up. The game's almost like, shut the fuck up. Shut up. It's like, bro, we're so much of a capitalist that we're gonna reduce the game to $70, bro. And the team's like, fine, I guess that's good, but yeah, sure. And then they come out and do this sort of thing where it's just like, if you pre-order, you'll get a discount, but it's not actually a discount. It's like a buff and a debuff at the same time, where you only get a 5% discount because of capitalism. And I'm just like, bro, if I was working at Obsidian, I'd be like, who wrote this on X? Yeah, that was me, bro. I'm with the marketing team. If I didn't work here and I was just a normal person and I saw you do this buff and debuff fucking thing perk for if we pre-ordered the game, I would not buy the game. And that's the shit that I'm talking about right there. That's the shit.
Or couldn't have done to Diablo what he did if it wouldn't have been for folks like Brevik who made Diablo what it is in the first place. It doesn't take creativity or skill to take a franchise that's beloved by fans and has tons of nostalgia value because it was actually built on greatness, and to turn that into a casino to rip people off. It just takes shamelessness and greed.
Yeah.
But the inherent issue there is that very much a short-term strategy. Yes, you'll make a lot of money in the short term from people who grew up and love those franchises. I mean, look at Star Wars for an example.
Yep.
Because they'll get the new version mostly because they love the old version, in the hopes that they get the same kind of experience again that they once cherished. But then they try your new thing and they'll certainly not leave with the same amazement and love that they felt before.
Actually, minimal effort brings up a good thing. He brings up a smart thing because he's right. Because they'll build up the nostalgia for a game. Like, for instance, Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic is coming out with Casey Hudson. And I'm over here thinking to myself, I really want to go and play KOTOR right now. So yeah, he's kind of right.
Instead, they'll understand that you're ripping them off and they'll never buy another game from you again.
Obsidian.
And what do you do then, once you exploited and burned all the franchises that you own? Hey, Disney, good question. So there's a major difference between the creatives who build a billion-dollar IP because of the passion and love they put into the work, and executives who then take over and exploit those IPs in the most shameless way possible, like what we've seen through Diablo Immortal, and please spend $65 on this horse skin Diablo.
Do you guys not have phones?
4. This is a problem we're seeing all over in the games industry. The people who once worked in small offices happy to push genre conventions and giving their best to create something that's truly fun at some point, all sold out, and now everyone's cashing in on nostalgia. But what is your long-term goal here? Because at some point you'll have burned all the bridges. And I think, like I said, Disney, Star Wars, Halo, 343 Bungie, whatever, you know.
Lord of the Rings. Rings of Power. I saw Rings of Power the first season. Absolute hot dog water. A Tolkien would be rolling over on in his grave right now. Completely like a humiliation ritual on Tolkien. Fucking disgusting.
You can find example after example of these companies, these guys who've gotten too big for their britches, but people are realizing that what they're getting instead of something that they fondly remember from their childhood or that they grew up with or that they actually, you know, enjoyed is just a shallow, empty reflection of its former self. I'm gonna leave it right there, guys. Let me know what you think about this down in the comments, and I will catch you on the next one.
Yeah, this is a good video. I know I turned a 9-minute video into probably a 30 or 40-minute video, but I had to say what I had to say. Yeah, it's a really good point. There's a lot of things that that I did not know how deep this was gonna go, but it touched on a lot of things that I've been thinking about for a while now. And I'm gonna go ahead and send it to you. Why is my stream going slow? I have no idea. I'm gonna go ahead and share this with you guys. Go ahead and check out Minimal Effort. Here you guys go. Check out that video, and yeah, it's good. It's good. I feel like getting no rest for the wicked at some point because of how much I like this man's yapping. Yeah, exactly. And he's not even fighting. He's literally saying what we've all been thinking. You know what I'm saying? See, this is why Mike Ybarra is not worried about other people saying it. But when another developer that makes also another action RPG says it, now it hurts his feelings. You know what I mean? It's like a CEO looking at another CEO and saying, your company used to be great. And it's like, oh man, see, if you're a regular guy, I wouldn't have noticed. But since you're also a CEO, now I gotta be upset. Nigga, you were upset day one by somebody being upset about your game. Everybody was upset about Diablo 4 when it came out. Fucking waste of time. Okay. Modern gaming is really nothing but a business, just paywalling basic shit that used to be free. Exactly. I think that's why I like Stellar Blades so much, is because when that game came out, there was no fucking microtransactions. You would play the game and earn everything. It was fucking great. I was like, do I have to pay for this skin? Nope. It's in the fucking game. You just gotta beat a certain boss or some shit like that. That is about it. Oh, we're getting into this one. Okay. Okay. Good to have you all with me. Let's go ahead and... I heard Jeff Bezos tried to send women to space or something? What the fuck? Oh, I don't know anything about that, but probably hanging out with Elon Musk or something. Anyway, because it's enticing when you get to pay for something that benefits you in game. Yes, absolutely. Okay, let's go ahead and do. Well, let's take a little bit of a break because I've been yapping. Oh. Yeah, like a constant dopamine hit. Yeah. Because you get that I've had that with Marvel Rivals where I would get a skin that was hot on a character and then I'd be like, well, I don't even play this fucking character. What the fuck am I doing? You know what I mean? This is why you get more costumes from the females in Marvel Rivals, is because they know the demographic of the costumes being sold is mostly by the women, by the female characters more than the men, which sucks really, because I think I would like a skin by Captain America more than I would like a skin showing off Emma Frost's fat ass. Hold on now, hold on. You want a dopamine drink? Drink some Coke? No. Okay. Before I start this one, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick and then we'll talk about this. Yeah, give me a second, guys. I'll be back. Be nice, be good. It's like post-nut clarity when you buy something expensive on a video game. Yes. And that's why I stopped playing gacha games. It turns out you don't really need to buy the hot girl. You just need to wait for somebody to make a wallpaper out of that hot girl, and then you just put it on your fucking phone or on your computer, and you're like, I feel like I just got the character. I feel I got the character. Like, for example, brown dust. Like for example, I'll show you an example. Like, for example, brown dust is obviously a Gunnar-esque type of game. Also, Nike, Goddess of Victory. And I'm over here thinking to myself, well, I never got the character. I never pulled the character. I never got this character's skin. And then I told myself, well, wait a minute. Why do I need to buy this character? It's not going to change anything. And I'm barely going to play the game. How about I just get the character on my computer and it feels like I got the character? Boom. Boom. Do I even know the character's name in the fucking game? No. But I know how to find it. I don't know. I'm like, who's that character? What's that skin? And then I'm like, how much money can I spend on this gacha game? And then I told myself, wait a minute. Do I even care about the fucking combat in a gacha game? No, I don't. So why don't I just do that? Okay, let's do it. Okay. Okay, let's try to... Okay. We'll talk about that later. Alright. What happened to the two BioWare founders was criminal. Yeah, James Ohlen. We'll talk about that in a minute. Alright. Hey everybody, this is Mr. Hardcore Mode, where nothing is easy. Warriors and witches, how y'all doing? And God bless. We are back with another video pertaining to basically DEI and certain political activism within video games. Now, if a developer wants to put political activism in their own game with a brand new IP, fine. I hope your game sells though. But if it's something like Remedy, which is well known for its game Control and Alan Wake, well, then you lose us. You want to put that stuff in your own game? Fine. We'll talk about that in a minute. But this one is pertaining to Alan Wake's community manager. The community manager, senior community manager of Remedy Entertainment, Vida Savek, befriends the writing team. She went into protected mode once the shit hit the fan. So Vida, this is Remedy, by the way, Control, Alan Wake, and they said, all I do at work is befriend everyone on the writing team so I can tell them to make every character gay every time it's feasible to bring up. More often than you think. If you think this isn't about you, affectionately, yes it is. It's called direct action, basically affirmative action. So, this crazy Polish fucking weirdo bitch, is just going out. I love this new year. 2026 is the year where they stop giving a fuck and they just say exactly who they are. You remember when we saw 2025's Video Game Awards, and then one lady walked up onto the stage, and then the announcer lady said, and here's this one activist lady, and I'm like, activist? What the fuck? You just go out and say that? It's like, here's a lady that's an activist, somebody. And I'm like, why the fuck did you say? And now I'm over here just like, oh, they just gave up. Now they just say it. Now they're just out here. Yeah, I'm not here for games. I'm just here to fuck shit up. Yeah, I know this is a manosphere, but I'm here to fuck shit up. So this bitch also has more. Specialty T says it doesn't stop at Alan Wake 2. Remedy Games is still infected with Sweet Baby Inc. You remember when they changed the one main character who was a female white woman, and then they changed her to be black? Well, we're still here. According to Sweet Baby Inc. employee Maxine Sophia Wolf's public website, they're currently working on an unannounced Remedy game. I don't care what it is. I'm done. I think I got Control and Alan Wake 1. I'm good. But here we go. Before we look at Maxine's lovely fucking buttery face right here, she says, welcome to my website. My name is Maxine Sophia Wolf. I firmly believe that last name is a lie. I am a 25-year-old transgender writer who writes both fiction as well as interactive fiction. I work as a... Why did you mention yourself being a transgender? Do you hear me go around like, hey, I'm a YouTuber. Done. Hey, I have a job and I'm also a YouTuber. Do you hear me calling myself black male? No, you don't. Anyway, I work as a writer and narrative designer for the narrative development company Sweet Baby Inc. Although my personal work tends towards speculative fiction, I enjoy and am capable of writing in a variety of genres, formats, and stylistic modes. The only mode that you know is your own fucking political agenda. Stop. Just because you know how to write words on a piece of paper does not make you a writer, okay, bitch? Let's keep going. So, Maxine Sophie, and this is the website, professional credits, writing an unannounced Remedy game. Oh, there it is right there. Writing a narrative design for The Crush. Additional writing for Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League. How did that go, by the way? Narrative consultation for Alan Wake 2. There's no such thing as a narrative consultant, by the way. That's a made-up fucking job. There's a lot of made-up fucking jobs that are getting paid more than you, by the way. Did you know that? Sensitive consultant? What did I say? What did I just say? What did I just fucking say? Made up fucking jobs. Sensitivity consultant? Shadow Gambit, The Cursed Crew. Additional writing for Space Warlord Organ Trading Simulator. I gotta watch out for these motherfuckers. Anyway, narrative consulting for the Blackwood Charter, and a writer for the Recommendation Dog. Yeah, no thanks. Every time when you look at an indie game and the developers come out and they look like they've never seen outside, like there's a difference between a person that's never been outside and they're just like, bro, I just made this game, bro. Man, I've been smoking a blunt and I've been like eating a whole bunch of like Chick-fil-A. Anyway, check out my game. It's called Schedule 1. And then there's the other person that doesn't leave their house. Their room is clean. There's barely any pictures. There's a lot of fake fucking plants with lights on them, and they look like they're malnourished, and they're just like, I'm making a game that shows the experience that I had with my mother, because my dad works 3 jobs and he never sees me. Maybe it's because he works 3 jobs. Maybe it's because he works 3 jobs and he's trying to take care of you. Meanwhile, your mom's at home all the time. I'm making a game about all the times my dad didn't see me. And I'm like, that's because he's working. Well, your mom is a stay-at-home mom. That's why you like her more. And then you grew up and then you kept on hating him? What I can understand as a kid, but what the fuck? You see a lot of trailers like that in some of the fucking showcases where you either get one person that's just a horrible camera, and it's this one boy, and he's just like, so I made a game where you control a tank and you kill other tanks, and then those tanks can level up, and then you're just like, this guy, he might got something. He might have something. And then the next one is some ugly fat Indian bitch that's just like, I made a game that will teach you how to make Muslim food. And I'm like, I don't want to eat children, okay? I want a video game. Let me make my dad's favorite food. I don't want to eat children. Okay, I want a video game. I don't want to make a coffee shop. Okay, see, you always get those kinds of people, and so this is them. That's a dude. Yep, I see that. Yep. It took me a second, but I see they live in Virginia. Oh hell no. Oh hell no. I probably saw her in Walgreens. Get me out of here. And so these are the kind of people, and I think Asmongold said it perfectly. No, Asmongold actually said it in a video, but I think some people are like real and gay. Sai, I didn't do this when I was an active community manager in games. I would advocate for things that we should avoid to not alienate a massive chunk of the audience. I've been called a bigot and many other horrible things. I've had opportunities lost and advancement stifled. I think that's a crazy thing, is because just like BioWare, it's just like you have an over and I wouldn't say would have an overabundance of activists in BioWare, but you have a loud minority that are the upper top that can literally snuff out your job, and you're just like, well, I don't think people are gonna like the fact that you could cut your tits off in the game, and then you wind up not having a job. That shit sucks. That's what he's talking about. I thought they weren't supposed to say this part out loud. They gave up. 2026 is the hour. 2026 is the year that they have just stopped pretending. That's what we're gonna see. We're gonna see more of this. You remember? Yeah, I totally forgot. They used to do Max Payne. That's the crazy thing, is they used to do Max Payne. Oh my god, bro. And so that's what they're talking about. And it sucks because the black lady is attractive. It's just they've already made a choice on a white female. And here's the thing. When you play Alan Wake 2, the black character starts talking about, like later on in the game, about how pissed she is at white people. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? It just came out of fucking nowhere. I'm like, why? He's like, I'm not gonna have no white man tell me what to do. And then Alan Wake was like, yes, I understand now. And I'm like, what is going on? And I'm just like, now I get why you never made Game of the Year. So that's the kind of shit that I'm talking about. This person says, CEO, why is our game not selling? Players, all the gay shit is not fun. Marketing, nah, everyone loves gay stuff. Maybe we didn't spend enough money on marketing how gay it was. CEO, we spend $100 million marketing. That's not enough in today's climate. See, I don't know what's up with investors lately. I thought investors and shareholders were smarter than this. I thought CEOs were smarter than this. This whole thing where it's just, no, they must be in on it. Somebody is gaining something from all this. I think it has to do with ESG scores or something like that, because it fundamentally, it's not going to help out the long term, and these sort of like initiatives that they're doing is going to make all the layoffs. The studio will be fine. But the layoffs are going to happen. And the people that are on the top are not going to lose their jobs because they're the one hiring. Why the fuck would they lose their job? The only people that are going to lose their job are the people that are just like, you know, the game designer, the executive, those people that are just like, well, I don't want to be a racist, so we'll put a black chick on it. And then there's some other people in there that are just like, well, I'm just like you and you're just like me, and none of us voted for Trump, so this is what we should do because we all have the same activism. And then you can't say anything because you're just the guy that codes. You're the guy that works on the fucking music. Okay, you're the guy that works on the people that have to stay inside the fucking studio are the ones that are getting fleeced. Meanwhile, the people that are just making jokes inside of the fucking office, like, I did cut off my dicks. Anyway, I'm gonna go home and pet my cat. I'm not talking. I don't have any cats. Anyway, just walks past all the people that are actually working on the work, and you know, that's the kind of person, that's the individual that we're talking about. This is why BioWare developers that got fired didn't get their severance pay, because they hated them. They hated the veterans. They hate them. They don't like them. Well, I wouldn't say all of them. I would say the ones that have the activism. They don't like it. You disagree with me, therefore you're not getting you're fired and you're not getting your severance pay. And then those people in turn get fired and they're just like, where's my severance pay? oh, hey, hold on. And I'm like, welcome to the club, nigga. You see what I mean? It's all about mental health. People who shouldn't develop games are the top dogs with insane high budgets. Exactly. Sensitive consultant. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. And so we have another developer over here that has said some crazy stuff. Mike Rose of indie publisher. This is not Remedy. Remedy is much bigger, but this is more of an indie publisher called No More Robots. They're responsible for Your Grace, a game that I actually played, kind of liked, until I'll talk about it later. Anyway, Mike Rose of the indie publisher No More Robots wonders aloud why Steam hasn't auto-filtered the term DEI when used in any review. So he says, we had an overwhelmingly positive score on Steam. Then these two reviewers rolled in. Why does Valve allow this? Because they can voice their opinion. Do they realize that the only way they can review your game is unless they give you money, right? You do realize that, right? Let's see how long they played. This person played for 4 hours, and this person played for a half an hour. I mean, they can leave a review. Listen, you need to understand something. They only get 2 hours of playtime until they can get the game back. Nicholas only played for 30 or 45 minutes, and he probably can give the game back, even though he didn't recommend the game. He's saying, can I blow this thing up? He says, too much forced politics. Literally only took me 15 minutes to start getting forced-fed DEI nonsense. Love the art and the music, though. Wish more games would use isometric pixel art. This motherfucker just gave you a positive. Wait a minute. That guy that played for literally 30 minutes said something nice, and he gave you some constructive criticism. Wait. Anyway, let's move on to the next guy. Woke game also has Muslims not recommended. Based. Anyway, like I just checked the Yes, Your Grace Steam page, and this is literally the latest review. Are we just okay with this sitting all over our Steam pages now? It's always been like this. What do you mean now? What do you mean now? What the fuck are you talking about? All these people that have played your... By the way, the guy that just said has Muslims in it, he can't return your game. He's played over the 2 hour mark. You got his money. The fuck are you talking about? I'm telling you right now, if somebody bought my $60 game and said it's got niggers in it, bro, I got $60. What do you want me to do? I can't get mad at. It's like, don't like this game. It's got Negroes in it, and I'm like, well, thank you for the $60. What do you want me to do? If they stole my game, maybe I'll get mad. But if they bought my game and gave me their money, and then they said this, I'm gonna be like, I still got their money, okay? And I don't like this sort of idea that they're just like, why can't Valve stop this? I have always said this. I love open dialogue. People need to say what the hell they want in their reviews. And by the way, you're talking about Your Grace. I remember this game. Your Grace? By the way, this is the team right there. Yeah, that's about what I expected from the team. Especially that guy in the top middle. Yeah, that's what I expected. I mean, hats off to them. They're making their own game. I'm going to be honest. Hats off to the development team. They're making their own game. But people can voice their opinions. They're not going up here saying, yo, I'm going to make the new Tomb Raider game. I'm going to make the next Spider-Man game. Hey, I'm a transgender black woman, and I'm going to be responsible for your fucking Halo game. No, They're making their own fucking video games. I played Your Grace because I thought it was cool that you could like manage your own kingdom and you have 3 daughters. However, I did play this game, Your Grace, and I thought I played it and I liked the pixel art, but I will say there was some agenda shit in this game. So the middle daughter that you have an option to have to let the middle daughter get married to another person, another king from another kingdom, so you can bring your kingdoms together. And I chose not to do that. And then when I chose not to get my middle daughter to be like, you will marry this man and you will unite our kingdoms together. And I thought to myself, no, I'm not going to do that. I want her to I can't believe I said this. I want her to search for true love. And so she found true love in this game. She not only sided with the enemy, but she got with the daughter of the enemy that we're supposed to be fighting. Like, she snuck outside of the kingdom and started, you know, kissing like a gay romance with the enemy's daughter. And then she came back home with blue hair. And I was just like, okay, she's gay. Fine. But blue hair? She changed her hair blue after she did the whole gay shit? Are you serious? Fine. I know what you're doing, okay? It's like, Dad, I'm gay now. I got my hair blue and I'm like, oh my God, bro. Fine. I stopped the game after that though. Because I was like, yo, knights and kingdoms, and it seems like there's like some sort of family thing between him and his daughters and his wife, and she's about to be pregnant with a 4th child, and I'm over here like managing the kingdom, and I'm like, oh, this is cool, like a family thing, taking care of it. And then your middle daughter goes out finger banging the enemy's daughter, and then she comes back with blue hair, and I'm like, I know where you stand, developers, okay? You want her to be gay, fine, but the blue hair is just like a check mark for like Democrat bullshit, okay? I know say you're an activist without saying you're an activist, okay? I'm gonna go back to this game and be like, you will marry this old man, and he will give me 3,000 gold, and we will unite our kingdoms. No, father, I like women. Ah! Silence, wench. Give me sons. I'm gonna go back to that. I'm so gonna do it. I'm so gonna do it. Oh my God, that was him, by the way. And so you see these individuals, these people that want DEI. These people that don't want people to see the DEI and the political correctness. You see all these individuals, and even though Your Grace sold very well, you're always like, their first game sold very well, but if I remember correctly, their second game came out, because I stopped at Your Grace because I was just like, it's kind of cool. The pixel art is kind of good, but Your Grace too. Oh, yes, Your Grace. Your Grace 2 Snowfall. It's out right now, and it's selling very... Oh, shit. Oh, shit. It sold less. Yep. That'll happen. Yeah, it sold fine, but it sold way less than their first game, because the first game had a more it had a more monastic sort of manly, a father taking care of his own children sort of thing. But as soon as you did the whole gay shit, people were probably like, I don't know about the second one. I don't know. The pixel art in the second one is fucking great. It's fucking great. I'll turn off that. See the pixel art right here? But now you're not playing as the father anymore. It seems it's possible that the father has died, and it seems like you're playing at... That's why. I get it now. I get it now. I get it now. Let me see. It's like the pixel art is great, and it seems to me like you start off the game as the father like you did in Your Grace 1. I'm not sure. Maybe it's possible you play as the father and the eldest daughter. And I like the pixels, but after playing the first game, I'm going to say I didn't like that political correctness bullshit. I didn't like it. The pixels on this look fucking amazing, but I'm going to be honest, you pulled me out. You pulled me out. And so when somebody critiques and says negative things, I wouldn't say negative, I just would say like they're just voicing their opinion. Sorry about that. Or maybe not sorry. Maybe you like seeing titties. I don't know. That's my guess. But when you see stuff like that, it's like you're going to pull off a majority of your audience. We keep on telling you guys, most of the majority of people that play your game are going to be men. So when you do this whole thing where it's just, it's, you know what Your Grace and Your Grace 2 did? It's basically Last of Us and Last of Us Part 2. Because you play as the father in the first one, but the second one, you play as the father a little bit in the second one. That's what it is. So, oh man, I'm a dad and I'm taking care of all my kids. Awesome, cool. And in the second game, you're playing as the daughter. And you're just like, what the fuck is this? A Joel moment. Exactly. A Joel moment. Anyway, that's what I got to say about that. I really do think that Remedy is going to be in a shithole for the rest of their life until that company is gone. And that's just how it's going to be. And for the Your Grace devs, I'm sorry, but no more robots. I'm sorry, but that's just how it is. You're gonna have people that like your game, and you're gonna have people that dislike your game. Surprise, surprise. You need to stop pretending like. Wouldn't it be great if all the people that dislike my game just automatically vanished, like Thanos snapped? You gotta stop doing that. I know you guys enjoyed your life before X was taken by Elon Musk, where you could just delete people that disagree with you. That shit's gone now. Now everybody talks. Suck it up. Crazy. Chatter is coming out of the woodwork. Yeah. They probably thought of it like funny Easter egg, gay sense of humor. Yeah, it was something. I was like, I want to play that game again and be like, you will marry this old man, daughter. But father, I'm only 16. In the dark ages, that don't matter. At least you could be 8 years old like Muhammad's wife. So, this is how it was back then. I need to grow my city. I need an alliance. We need to break bread with each other, and the best way to do that is for me to give one of my children away. We need to Game of Thrones this shit. Game of Thrones. You will marry my second daughter. Oh man, we gotta talk about this. Fuck. We gotta talk about this. Fuck. Yeah, James Ohlen. James Ohlen. James Ohlen. Okay. Man, this sucks. This sucks. All right, we'll talk about this one. This one's going to be a little bit shorter. Hey everybody, this is Mr. Hardcore Mode, where nothing is easy. Warriors and Witches, how y'all doing? And God bless. We are here to hear exactly from James Ohlen's mouth on why he stepped down from working on Exodus, a game that I thought he was pretty much set in stone to be around, because he was really hopeful in how to shape this new world. And so when we saw Exodus back in 2019 and we saw that there was old devs from like Beamdog and BioWare, we were thinking to ourselves, yes, they know exactly what we want. And we see that James Ohlen, one of the biggest founders of Archetype leadership, is stepping down. That's a big sign of bad things to come to Exodus. So we're gonna hear, I didn't want to do this video before unless I got actual words from James Ohlen himself, because I don't care what other, game journalists say too much, when especially from publishers from Hasbro, where they're just like, well, James Ohlen, he stepped down for a good reason. And I'm like, I don't know who the fuck you are. I want to hear from James Ohlen himself. Okay, I just want to hear from him. That's all I care about. And so here it is. James Ohlen says, quote, stepping back from Archetype leadership. There has been some speculation about me stepping down as studio head of Archetype. That decision was one I made last summer. While Hasbro would have preferred I stay, the departure was amicable and fully supported. I remain on good terms with everyone involved. Okay, so the biggest point he said was the decision was, he says, while Hasbro would have preferred I stay. That's the biggest one. So it seems like he wasn't pushed out or anything like that. But we got to remind ourselves this is Wizard of the Coast. So Wizard of the Coast does, when it comes to political messaging and activism within Wizard of the Coast, because there is activism. You remember the whole Black Aragon thing with Magic the Gathering? That was them. So they are willing to work with James Ohlen, but the publishing team, the marketing team, and everyone in between love, just like we heard from Remedy, they are ready to push agendas. They are so ready to push agendas. Hell, they were ready to push agendas in Baldur's Gate 3. And that shit fucking happened. Okay? They were all ready to push agendas. And a lot of people around them will just be like, well, I'm okay with gay people. Well, I'm not racist. And that's what you get. You see what I'm saying? But let's continue. After more than 6 years building Archetype and leading a AAA project while balancing both creative and business responsibilities, I reached a point where stepping back made sense. Burnout is not unusual in this industry. Okay, that makes sense. Creative and business responsibilities. Okay, got it. And it felt like the right moment for new leadership to guide the project forward. It must be an age thing, or just it's so bizarre. It's actually not that bizarre, because 6 years is a long time to make a video game, and he's at that age as well. So, I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt here. Exodus is in a good place, guided by creative leaders I have worked with and trusted for decades, including Jesse Sky, with whom I originally founded Archetype. See, he's still in there, and also he was working with James Ohlen around the KOTOR days as well. Right now, I am focusing on what I enjoy most, story and world building. I am developing new worlds through my own company, Arcanum Worlds, and I also have a couple of upcoming books funded by Hasbro that I am excited to share soon. So I think the biggest point to this is that AAA games are taking way too long to make. Older people like him are in this state where he's burning out, because he's doing not only the business, but he's also doing the creative aspect of it. The game is still not out yet. It's been 6 years. It's about to be almost 7 years, and that's a long time. So he was, I get it. And now he wants to focus on tabletop, and that's what's the word I'm looking for? That's more digestible for him. So it doesn't seem to be like I don't think it has anything to do with anything like political. I think this is just an age thing. I am kind of worried though, because, well, two things. One, I thought he was very, very excited about this whole thing with Exodus. But still, he said he was getting burned out. I think he was getting burned out over the business aspect, not the creative aspect, because he was doing both. And I can understand that. The other point is the person that's going to replace him is all business. All business. He's more focused on profit more than he is focused on creative. I've looked at his records and it seems like he's more focused on numbers than he is thinking about like something creative. And he also worked at Blizzard too, so there's that too. So being replaced by somebody like that in this is, so we got activists that are probably working in there, and we also have a person that wants to focus on just numbers, and we really don't need numbers people right now. What we need is more creatives. Okay, I can understand developers that want to use like Larian Studios, they want to use AI, that's fine, but I'm more focused on developers. You know, business is very important when you're a developer, especially in a AAA industry and sort of thing, but I want more people, want more developers to be like James Ohlen and Sven Vinka, where they just want to create. And I think better games are going to come out for that. Some people can do it where they can balance business and creativity at the same time. Not everybody, especially not for 6+ years. But we do need more developers out there to create. Not to focus on like, well, what do people like these days? We need to make sure we have more engagement. No, I think we need more people like James Ohlen, and God bless him. And it's a sad thing to see, because I hope he left on it. It's not that I hope he did leave on a good note, but my thing is, did he leave doing exactly all this stuff that he wanted to do? And will all that be will all the stuff that James Ohlen wanted is gonna be an Exodus? I believe it will be, but we'll see, because the game's just not out yet. And also the last trailer that we had with Exodus was kind of lackluster, because we didn't get that much information out of it. It's the game is shaping up to be a lesser version of Mass Effect, and I hope that's not the case, but we'll see. But anyway, that's all I got to say about that. Wait, Path of Exiles 2 is gone? What? Huh? We'll talk about that later. No, it's not. It's right there. It's right there. Anyway, we'll leave it at that. Oh my god. Yeah, that's kind of sad. That's kind of sad. Oh shit. She's looking worse. Good lord. Good lord. Okay. Last video for today. Let's go ahead and do it. It's 30 minutes long. So here we go. It's by Synthetic Man. Let's go ahead and do it. Fallout. Yeah, Fallout, the second season came out, and I wasn't going to watch it because it looked like trash, but we'll see. We'll see. I know there's a lot of... The only thing that I was excited about with Fallout was the main character and basically the ghoul. The ghoul and the main character were the only ones that were interesting, and that's about it. And when I saw less of them, I just hated the show more and more. And the lore shit was breaking, and I was just like, they had something and they fucked it up. Now it just seems like every time when I see Fallout, the series, it just looks like a bunch of cosplayers. But anyway, let's go ahead and watch it.
Well, I said I'd come back if they ruined the Legion, and here I am. I truly cannot understand how you could possibly call yourself a Fallout fan anymore. I think they've ruined every single cool aspect of the franchise. It has been flanderized beyond belief. This is straight up parody tier. I know there's plenty of people who say that Fallout has been dead since the release of Fallout 4 10 years ago, and I'm inclined to agree, truly, but for me, this is the final nail in the coffin. They cannot possibly come back from this unless they say the show is non-canon. But Bethesda's never going to do that, let's be honest. They want Fallout to be a goofy parody series. They want Fallout to be about the horrors of late-stage capitalism instead of the reality of human nature and how it leads us to eternal conflict. But to get back to the point, I don't see how you could possibly still like Fallout at this point. I mean, what is even cool about the series? They ruined every single major faction. The NCR is dead. The Brotherhood of...
The NCR being dead was probably the biggest fucking blow that they've ever done. The NCR should be still up and running, but for some odd reason they wiped them out for some story plot that I don't... Probably to bring out more Caesar's Legion, but they're gonna fuck that up, and they already fucked up the Brotherhood, because the Brotherhood of Steel doesn't feel like the Brotherhood of Steel.
Steel are apparently comprised of a bunch of man-children who are LARPing as knights.
Yep.
The whole preserving pre-war technology angle, yeah, that's completely gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
It's turned into a joke. And they've also taken the Enclave's place as the totalitarian fascist faction, despite claiming they want to protect the wasteland or whatever. The only thing this show is missing is to have someone say, "Make the wasteland great again." That's how transparent this fucking allegory is. Oh, and apparently they just dominate the entire United States and have multiple battle zeppelins and can casually just fly across the entire country.
The Brotherhood of Steel is not that big. You're making it come out to be like, you're making it seem like the Brotherhood of Steel is like fucking everywhere. It's the fucking wasteland, man. They're not all around the fucking America and shit. There's not that many people. Are there Brotherhood of Steel? Yes, but not that much. Yeah, it seems like this whole map thing up here and all this, they make it seem like the brother, it makes it feel like there was never a like no bombs actually got off. That's what it feels like. It doesn't feel like bombs actually went off. It feels like the bombs went off and then just people just rose from the ground and said, all right, well, we gotta drink sarsaparilla now. And I'm like, why are there so many fucking people? And why are there so many fucking Brotherhood of Steel? We'll see.
The leftist Hollywood Goldstein writers.
I'm surprised they even did the Legion, considering they are like the hardcore version of the Enclave. Yeah, I'm actually surprised about that.
Have written yet another incredibly powerful and evil yet hilariously incompetent faction. So stupid that it makes you wonder how the hell they became such a powerful force in the first place, but of course you're never supposed to question that. And of course, finally, the Legion. We all knew they were gonna fuck them up. I'm not the least bit surprised by this, but this is just embarrassing. I know that the Fallout show is just a series of member berries, like I said in my last video, to appeal to the new fans, aka people who never even played the games that are being referenced, but they probably watched the fucking Oxhorn.
I'm going back to that.
People who never even played the games that are...
This looks fucking horrible. This looks fucking horrible. The helmet is the only thing that looks good. That's it. There's cosplayers with less money that do better fucking... that do a better fucking job than this fucking outfit.
Being referenced, but they probably watched a fucking Oxhorn video or something and think they're an expert. And I don't want to completely spoil what happens in episode 3, but it is so fundamentally stupid.
By the way, if there is a TV show that keeps on doing flashbacks, write this whole show off, because the whole show is now trash. Do you ever watch those kind of shows where it's just like, okay, we're focusing on the present, and then out of nowhere they're just gonna focus on the past? Every fucking episode they focus on the past, or they focus on the past through the whole fucking episode, and you're just like, Why do we keep on doing this? Just so we can like, it's like, oh, we're gonna keep on focusing on the past so we can bridge the two stories together. They don't stop doing it though. They do it all the fucking time in these TV shows, and it sucks because you're focused on the present, and going in the past really fucks up the flow of the show. Like, let's say one character dies in the present, and then you go back. You're like, oh shit, my favorite character died in the present. That sucks. And then they do a flashback of that character that died. And now it doesn't even feel like that character died anymore. You're seeing him in the past. And you're just like, my favorite character died, and now I'm seeing him in the past version of the story. And I'm like, I don't feel it anymore.
That it's absolutely infuriating. It makes Fallout New Vegas seem like a joke game. How the hell was this faction ever a threat to anyone when they act like a bunch of live action role players playing King of the...
I was thinking the same thing. I'm not even listening to the dialogue, but it seems like, I don't know. I'm inclined to believe that a lot of people can't act, and they got a lot of people that can't act in the show.
Hill, they have a civil war, and the two camps are right next to each other.
Damn.
And there's only like 30 of them left, which I know you could say, okay, the Legion fell apart after New Vegas because Caesar died, sure, whatever. But this is so ridiculous, I don't think I even need to point out what's dumb about it. You can just see what's happening on the screen. But I know I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm spoiling the juicy bits that we're going to get to in the breakdown. But yeah, I'll just say again, I do think Fallout is dead and will never come back. There is no fucking way that it will ever be a respectable franchise after this. Now to get into the breakdown, I'll cover both episodes 2 and 3 because there are some significant plot advancements in episode 2 that you'll need to know for episode 3, and we also get to see how Shady Sands got nuked, which is, well, it's about as bad as you'd expect, and that's actually how the episode begins. As you'll probably remember from season 1, the writers of the show retconned it so Shady Sands is now located where the Boneyard is supposed to be, the ruins of LA. Why? Because fuck you, that's why. Normies don't care. Why would they care about the lore other than what their favorite YouTuber told them to care about? Anyway.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Wait, I want to nitpick something already that I'm sure most people wouldn't care about, but notice how the culture of the NCR looks to be so similar to the pre-war, which I guess shouldn't surprise me given Bethesda always hit really hard on the retro future 50s aesthetic. But then immediately after this, we see who I assume to be Maximus's dad getting groundwater and being impressed that there's no radiation in the ground. Do I have to remind the writers this is well over 200 years after the war? The new California Republic is supposed to be an entire nation of people. It's not just one town. They have control of all of California, which is its own set of plot holes because...
Yeah, that's the whole thing. That's why a lot of people are pissed because the Rangers are supposed to, they write off all the Rangers at like in fucking New Vegas, and they think that's where all the Rangers are at, and it's so odd to me. It's so odd.
Just nuking Shady Sands alone destroyed the NCR, as is implied about 1 million times in the show. But I'll keep the nitpicks to a minimum for now, because there's a much, much bigger...
You ever played a game that makes an irrelevant scene the entire main plot of the sequel? You ever played a game that makes an irrelevant scene this entire main plot of the sequel? Huh. I mean, we could talk about Stranger Things. Stranger Things fucking retconned a lot of shit. I firmly believe that the Amazon people, the people that worked on Fallout are just like the Duffer Brothers from Stranger Things, because there's plot holes and plot holes and plot holes and too many things that just don't make any sense, where it's just like you feel like you're getting dumber as the show keeps on going on, because you're telling yourself, well, why did this happen but this happened? And like, where did this monster go? I thought, like, you start to notice the plot armor is when the regular audience knows that the plot armor for the characters is way too strong. That's when you start to lose the audience, because then the main character and the side characters can do no wrong. There's nothing going to happen to them. Perfect example is Stranger Things. Every season there was a really nice dude like Eddie from season 4, and then he got killed off, but all the other side characters and the main characters are all alive. And then the previous one, from that one, there was a really nice guy named Bobby, and I was like, yo, this guy's really nice. And then they kept all the side characters and the main characters, but that one character that was brand new, he got killed off. And I'm like, then who is the antagonist? You're out here. Then what's the longevity of the antagonist is not felt anymore. You're just like, there is no antagonist. The main character and the side characters are fine. They're not gonna die. Nothing's gonna happen. The writers didn't think long about, like, oh well, he's like, well, we didn't want to do something like, you know, Game of Thrones where we started killing people. We're not like that. And I'm like, then there was no antagonist. There was no evil. There was nothing. It's like, the enemy's gonna die. You already know. You basically told the audience, like you won. You're good. Season 1, don't even worry about season 5. Everybody survives. Something like that. Like this one, where it's just like, oh, you want to know where the NCR is? Don't worry about it. They didn't think about it. They didn't think this through. Like with all the writers that you've been seeing lately, and you're just like, oh, this looks nice. And then you watch more of it and you're just like, well, this doesn't make any sense. Oh, the reason why it doesn't make any sense is because the writers and the director didn't think that too long on it. They're more concentrated on kooky, funny moments with certain characters, relationships, some characters coming out, girl bosses, the message. They're focused on that. They're not too focused on the fight scenes. They're not focused on the gripping storytelling. They're more focused on the quirky, funny moments and stuff like that. And then anything that you come up with, you're just like, yo, what if this happens? No, they didn't think about that. If you're thinking the writer has some grand plan, or if you think that the Fallout team is thinking of some crazy idea for Fallout, they're not. You're going to be surprised that the writers are not that smart. They do not think about retcons. If anything, they want to get rid of that fucking shit.
A problem. Apparently, Lucy's dad put one of those mind control chips on the back of the neck of a random caravan merchant. And of course, there's a cheeky little reference to New Vegas, guys. Mimby?
Patrolling the Mojave almost makes you wish for a nuclear winter.
And then this motherfucker, after marching presumably miles across the desert, just strolls into the middle of Shady Sands with a fucking nuke in his cart. No NCR troops stopped him to see what was in the cart. No raiders attacked him on the way here. Nope. He just strolled in the middle of town with a nuke. Can you fucking imagine if someone just casually drove into Washington, D.C. with a nuke in their trunk? That is what just happened here. This is how I know the fans of this are idiots or bots. I'm not even convinced they're real people. Dead internet theory is real. Very, very real. There is no way a human being with critical thinking skills watched this and thought this was cool or entertaining or fun or interesting in any way. No, this is plain stupidity, which I guess is fine because Fallout is Borderlands now. It's just a dumb car.
That is well said. Fallout is Borderlands. That is well said. Yes, that is exactly what it is now.
Cartoon, man. It's satire. It's over.
Because Fallout had some really gripping, like, in-tuned sort of sort of dark sort of themes in some of their games. There was a little bit of quirkiness with some of the stuff in the game, but then they after Fallout 4, they upped the quirky fucking millennial bullshit up by 11 times. They brought that shit all the way fucking up. And then it's weird, as they add more colors to Fallout in their games, the more quirky and the more repetitive and the more retcons and the more the story just sucks. Back then, when everything was brown in New Vegas, or everything was gray in fucking Fallout 3, man, things were fucking great. The story was great, the game was great.
Is what it is. In fact, it never fucking began. Oh, and of course it gets even worse. Of course, Maximus's dad was there to save the day. The white people all ran in fear, pathetic and weak, but the heroic black man will show us how it's done. But even though
I agree. That's kind of awkward. The fact that the NCR didn't even stop the bomb is fucking crazy. And just showing like, hey, the black man's got it. And I'm over here just thinking to myself, no, that's exactly what they wanted to do. That's exactly what they wanted to do. 100%. I cannot ignore the fact. I'm over here thinking to myself, well, does that really matter? No, it matters to them. So I know the Amazon. We know Amazon. Come on now.
he successfully defuses the nuke. It had a failsafe, so it's gonna blow up anyway. He shoves his son into a fridge.
He's dead. He's dead. Also, the kid can't act.
Yes, they are unironically doing the refrigerator thing.
Then he's dead. Because in Fallout 4, the kid came out as a ghoul.
Many of you will remember that in Fallout New Vegas, there's a Wild Wasteland event where you find Indiana Jones' skeleton in a fridge making fun of the fourth movie. And the showrunners
Nice.
just did it unironically. Well,
Nice.
you know, I guess you do survive in a fridge in the Fallout universe. But even then, it was a ghoul in that fridge. And Maximus just turned out fine in the middle of a nuclear explosion. You gotta be fucking kidding. Now, I'm going to break down the rest of this episode into the two subplots just so that I don't have to go scene by scene. Not that much actually happens anyway. For Maximus' side of the plot, the first scene involves him gunning down a bunch of feral ghouls with other Brotherhood buddies of his, and this scene's actually okay. This is probably the only time this show has felt like Fallout this season, you know, exploring old abandoned buildings, gunning down abominations. The Fallout 4 assault rifle still looks stupid as hell, but again,
yeah, that assault rifle's way too fucking huge.
Scene for how short it is. The only problem I have is that the show has already established that ghouls are really hard to kill, but I guess that was a lie, and it's only the ghoul who has plot armor, because the ferals go down in like 3 shots. Maximus retrieves whatever technology they came for, and he speaks with Elder Cleric Quintus, which the only reason I even knew the guy's name is because I paused the video and Amazon tells you the name of the characters and scenes. How convenient. Because there's no way you'd know otherwise. There's no way a single motherfucker watching this show knew the name of this elder. Anyway, the point is, it turns out...
That's actually a good point, because with a lot of these, I think Stranger Things and what else? I need another example. I know Fallout does the same thing, but there, man, I don't know why, but there's a lot of TV shows out that try to explain something, but it doesn't go anywhere. Or they bring in additional characters that you won't remember the name of, because all the characters, there's some moments where it's either in video games these days, or AAA video games, or AAA games, or or certain TV shows where they introduce so many characters, but they all act the same. And so when all the characters act the same, I think a perfect example is Witcher 4, or not Witcher 4, but Witcher, the Rat series, where Ciri sees all these misfits. They all pretty much act the same. all of them pretty much believe they all act the same. None of them seem different. They don't seem like like they have a mind of their own. They all seem to mostly agree with each other. So it's the kind of writing that makes each and every one of those characters seem like they're the same. And that's the same with Fallout, where they write certain you'll notice a difference between how people write certain characters and side characters when you watch a South Korean Korean drama compared to something from the West, where the characters are extremely different from each other, and then you watch something from the West and all the characters seem to be pretty normal or nice. Like nobody really, you know, that's how you come out and watch a show and you don't know the name of any character because they don't jump out. Stranger Things a little bit, but that's only coming from me because I've watched the series for the 5 seasons. But in most TV shows, especially from Netflix TV shows, like Altered Carbon, the 2nd season, I don't remember any character's name. I remember Altered Carbon, the 2nd season. I mean the 1st season, but the 2nd season, I don't remember a goddamn thing from anybody.
That the device is a key to unlock Area 51. And it's like, oh shit, that's actually kind of interesting. Maybe they'll do something interesting with it. I don't even know why I'm building this up. Obviously not. It just turns into yet another joke. A major plot point of this season is that the Brotherhood of Steel is having a civil war all the way across the country for some reason. I'll get into this a bit later, but you won't be surprised to hear that this conflict doesn't really make sense. We see a couple Brotherhood members discover an ice box that has an alien inside it. And honestly, I don't need to say anything. Just watch the scene.
Holy shit. A real fucking icebox.
Yeah, wasn't that funny?
Okay, you know very well they would talk about the fucking alien. That's the Brotherhood of Steel. See, that's the thing that I didn't like about season 1, is because Brotherhood of Steel just came out just to be the military. It's not the Brotherhood of Steel. It's just the military. What is their goal? Who fucking knows? Okay, the Brotherhood of Steel used to go out and look for artifacts and make sure to preserve them and to make sure it doesn't get into the wrong hands. Not any fucking more now. Not anymore.
Yeah, that was awesome. We also see 2 Brotherhood Knights playing around with a plasma grenade. Isn't that funny? Oh, and they blow up a classic car with a minigun.
There ain't no way there was going to be a classic car that clean. Let's just stop. In the fucking wastelands, just stop. Just stop. And by the way, this is basically all dudes in the Brotherhood of Steel. You think a bunch of dudes would just destroy a fucking priceless vehicle, a fucking car? No, they fucking wouldn't. 100% they would not do it. They'd be like, oh man, look at this baby. Yo, check out this car, man. Bro, this is so crazy. There's no way in hell they would do this.
Outside.
And they're supposed to preserve it. They're not supposed to destroy it.
This serves no purpose in the episode except to make the Brotherhood look like idiots. Why the hell would Bethesda approve of letting the Brotherhood of Steel look
money? That's it.
So incompetent? They're the face of the franchise. Bethesda are the ones who made them the face of the franchise at that. I know you could be pedantic and say it's really about the power armor, not specifically the faction that wears it, but every single one of their games has featured Brotherhood power armor on the cover. They are the face of the franchise, and yet the TV show makes them as incompetent and even evil as possible. What?
Yo, that fucking character, yeah, just get off the screen. They added a transgender in the game, and I'm just like, how the fuck did a transgender get made in the fuck? How did you become trans? How did you transition in the fucking desert? Actually, never mind. That transgender person that's in the Brotherhood of Steel probably ate a rad roach and changed their gender. Actually, that makes sense. Never mind, it makes sense now. You eat a rad roach, you lose your penis.
Team am I even supposed to root for at this point? I guess you could say Maximus is one of the good ones. Ha, this is reminding me a lot of Outer Worlds 2, where every single faction is either
That is so, oh my gosh, Synthetic Man says it. The Borderlands and fucking Outer Worlds is what I'm getting from Fallout now, for at least from the show anyway.
either incompetent or evil, so I guess I'm just rooting for myself. But to stop myself before going on another tangent, a little bit later we see a meeting between all the major Brotherhood chapters except the Commonwealth, which isn't there, because Quintus has gathered them all to unite in a civil war against the Commonwealth because they don't want to share the relic, which is the cold fusion device that they secured at the end of the first season. Now, I have several problems with this scene.
Who the fuck is
First
that
of
fat
all,
bitch?
there's a woman in charge of one of the chapters, a fucking fat Pacific Islander bitch who thinks she's a badass. One of the other leaders is actually based as fuck.
Where we come from, women don't get to talk.
That was probably the only time
Yeah, I want more of that, please.
I've laughed watching the show, by the way. My second problem is, if the Brotherhood of Steel chapters can just casually unite in their giant battle zeppelins, why the hell have they not taken over the wasteland?
Yeah, that makes sense. There's so much. I'm watching this and I'm hearing what he's saying, and it seems to me like, yo, you could take out Caesar's Legion. You got blimps everywhere. I thought there was only one blimp, but apparently in this game they got a whole fucking army. You could take out Caesar's Legion like that. Why are you struggling? I just saw Caesar's Legion, and the biggest weapon that they got is a battle axe. And you mean to tell me the Brotherhood of Steel can't take care of Caesar's Legion? Okay, all right.
Established society. Why is there no New California Republic equivalent for the Brotherhood of Steel? There's no reason for them to live in bunkers underground if they have massive armies.
Yeah,
and they
that
don't
makes
even
sense.
care about preserving technology anymore. As they repeat several times in the show, their goal is to protect and restore the wasteland, make it great again. Yeah, again, pretty obvious what they're going for here. But I guess Orange Man bad, he's an incompetent fascist dictator or something. So the Brotherhood has to be incredibly powerful, but also not a threat to anyone or accomplish anything ever. They'll destroy themselves from within, just like the right. Oh, wait a minute. The saying is the left eats itself. It's a purity spiral. This is just more projection from Mr. Goldberg. Well, let me remind you that the people that you're writing for want to destroy Tel Aviv, which canonically Tel Aviv got nuked in the Fallout universe. Is it any wonder why these Hollywood writers want to destroy the franchise so thoroughly?
Yeah, when it comes to like somebody going, like if there's anything like, oh man, well we want to go back to this thing that you love for more nostalgia bait, they're gonna fuck it up, okay? Like right now, since I really don't like Naughty Dog, I don't want any more Jak and Daxter, because you're gonna fuck up Jak and Daxter. That's basically what I'm saying. So when something comes out and like let's say for example they want to bring back the Care Bears, please don't. When I was a kid and I watched the Care Bears, the shit wasn't gay. It was just caring. It was just bears and they cared. I do not want them to bring back the Care Bears. Please, just don't. I'm surprised that Sonic movies have been perfectly rendered. The Sonic movies have been perfect. It has been pristine condition with Sonic. But when it comes to anything else, I'm just like, just don't touch it. Like if they came back and tried to bring back G.I. Joe, I'm just like, please don't touch G.I. Joe. Don't touch G.I. Joe. Thank you. Please don't. Because every time he's like, hey man, we heard you like Batman. And I'm like, don't. Hey man, we heard you like for example, Cowboy Bebop, the Netflix adaptation. What a crock of shit that was. That was, oh my god, that was fucking peak woke era.
Consider that another conspiracy theory, I guess. So, as you would expect, the elders agree to team up against the Commonwealth, and if you didn't think that the Brotherhood of Steel was ruined enough, they start beating the shit out of each other in like a Fight Club style situation.
Why?
And just out of nowhere, this jacked, huge white guy challenges Maximus. Now, of course, you know there's going to be idiots who are just going to say, oh, it's a coincidence that the white guy wanted to kill the black guy. No, this is yet another anti-white racism message. Just peak bizarro world bullshit. Don't look at any crime statistics. Oh, and of course, the white guy just...
I don't think it was that. I don't think it was that. But I'll listen. I don't think it was that. But I am worried about what's about to happen because clearly the big guy is going to win. Clearly, he's going to win. Let's stop playing games. He might get a couple of licks in. Maximus might get a couple of licks in, but he would lose. It would be cool. I'm hoping this is going to be how I think it ends. Is where Maximus loses. He gets a couple of licks in, but he's got a bloody nose, and you know he's like, you know what, Maximus, you're all right. And then they do like a fucking bro thing where they like where they hand clasp, zoom in on that and shit. But I'm making that's wishful thinking. This is Amazon we're talking about.
Bizarro world bullshit. Don't look at any crime statistics. Oh, and of course, the white guy, despite being bigger and stronger and more skilled and better in every perceivable way, has to pull.
He would have not done that. There's no shot. He knows that he could take him out. He did not need a knife. He doesn't need a knife. Why would he do that? I mean, if you want to do a knife fight, that's fine. But he doesn't need a knife to take out Maximus. We see that. Everybody knows. We could see that. We know that.
Pull a knife, and Maximus still manages to defeat him and kill him.
Why would you? What? Bro, Bro. Chat, if you were working in the Brotherhood of Steel and you were about to, and you saw this big dude, and yeah, he might pull out a knife. I don't know why he would pull out a knife, but you would have to fight. It's just one of those things where it's just like, why would you kill somebody? That's they wouldn't do this in the Brotherhood of Steel where you would kill your own. Now, let's say for instance, like, oh shit, they done something that's wrong in the Brotherhood of Steel. You have to kill your own chapter brother or something like that. That makes sense. Hey, he stole some artifacts. You have to go out there and kill him. That makes sense. But if it's just a brawl, you can't kill your own fucking brother. That doesn't make any sense. And also, here's another thing. You just killed a valuable asset to the team. You killed a valuable asset to the team. That big ass dude right there, he could have been your brother by your side, killing a whole bunch of ghouls with you, and you killed him. What a waste.
Sure, normies like Moist Critical are just fucking clapping their hands like a brain-dead seal watching this shit. Truly pathetic, and the Brotherhood of Steel plotline.
I don't know where that came from. I don't give a fuck.
Representative from the Commonwealth showing up, and it's
random.
Kumail Nanjiani. Yes, and
every time when I see this guy, I saw him in Eternals, and I was like, what the fuck is this shit? Yeah, every time when I see this guy, I just want to visibly throw up and never watch the show. Like wherever he's at, I don't want to watch any of it because I know it's shit. He can't act. Nobody can act. The only person that can act in this whole entire show is the main female character and the ghoul. Those are the only two people that can act in this whole show.
the Indian man is representing The Commonwealth Brotherhood chapter. I guess Arthur Maxon was just way too fucking based for this gay-ass show. As for Lucy and the Ghoul's questline, not nearly as much happened here. Lucy's trying to lecture the Ghoul on the golden rule. Treat others as you'd like to be treated. As another iconic New Vegas song plays in the background, this one fits a lot better than Big Iron did for the last episode, so I did kind of like that reference at least. And for some reason, she tells the Ghoul all about Christmas Carol. As if he wouldn't already know the fucking story.
Yeah,
Are you
he's
kidding me?
He's
Anyway,
older
whatever.
than you. What the
So
fuck are you
they hear
talking
a cry
about?
for help from a nearby abandoned building. Lucy has to check it out because she's learned nothing from the first season. She's a Mary Sue, had no character development whatsoever. She would not last 5 fucking minutes out in this wasteland, but whatever. They find a Legion slave and some other guy who isn't wearing Legion gear. Maybe he's another slave. Do they keep male slaves now? Was this a gay joke? I don't know.
No, they've always had males. Wait, what?
Find a Legion slave and some other guy who isn't wearing Legion gear. Maybe he's another slave. Do they keep male slaves now? Was this a gay joke?
No, they've always had male slaves. What the fuck are you talking about, Synthetic Man? They've had male slaves. What? The fuck are you talking about? Quit being stupid. Let's keep going. They had male and female slaves. What the fuck is he talking about?
I don't know. In any case, the Ghoul
Yeah, you
slits
don't know.
the guy's throat and eats some of his flesh, as you do. But the flesh has been poisoned by rad scorpion venom. And so
That doesn't matter. He's a ghoul. He can filter that out. He's a mutant. He's a mutant. What? But he's a mutant. The rat scorpion venom was in there. He can filter that out. If it was the fucking woman, yeah, she's probably gonna die. But the ghoul,
rad scorpions come out of the vents in the ceiling? These are fucking scorpions. Do scorpions hide in the ceiling now? In the
so what are we talking about, Synthetic Man? What are we talking about? We had rad scorpions on the wall. We got rad roaches on the wall in the vents. Rad scorpions being in hidden like small like crevices and places. What is that? I don't know. I don't know what he's talking about. Let's continue. There's some L's that Synthetic Man says, and there's some W's, much like me.
apocalypse, sure, whatever. And then a giant rad scorpion bursts out from another room. We get kind of a stupid scene where a grizzled badass who's survived over 200 years almost gets killed by a generic giant rad scorpion. I mean, seriously? At the very least, the Ghoul does do something incredibly based by using the slave woman as a human shield, though he still ends up getting stung anyway in the leg by the rad scorpion stinger. But Lucy, being an idiot, uses their last stim pack to save her, and she leaves the Ghoul to die because she just assumes he'll be fine.
I mean, I would assume that he would be fine too. I mean, I would assume that he's fine too. But also, didn't she get stabbed in the back? She got stabbed in the spine. Whatever. She got stabbed right in the spine. We're over here talking about like, oh man, she's poisoned. Use it. You know what? Fine. Whatever. If you want to, it's like they're trying to gamify they're trying to gamify Fallout the series, and it just doesn't work. It takes out the realm of because once you make this live, now things are more critical. You've basically turned, once you make Fallout become like a real thing, like a live action, you turn that video game into something realistic. You know what I mean? Where usually when you get hit by a fucking rad roach in a video game, I was like, oh shit, I lost 10 points of damage. Let me use a stim pack or let me kill the roach or something like that. Whereas if you're getting bit by rad roaches in a live feature, it's probably going to gnaw off your leg. Okay? You have to preface that. You have to. You have to. And when you lose your leg in the live action, you're not going to grow that shit back with the stim pack, because now the stim packs have become overpowered in this live action, because it's like, oh shit, I got stabbed in the back by a rad scorpion. Better get the stim pack. My spine is okay. And I'm like, the stim packs are OP. I wish I had a stim pack now, because now when you see it in the live version, he's like, didn't you just get your spine broken by the rad roach? Like, it's just pierced right through the fucking spine. And then she's like, stim pack. And I'm just like, see, this is what happens when you put it in fucking live action now.
And they split up from here. What? Listen, I know he was a massive asshole, arguably evil in the first season, but it's clear that he's her best chance for survival. But she'd rather travel around with a fucking slave who, of course, indirectly betrays her by leading her directly to the Legion camp. And of course, she gets captured, and that's where the episode ends. But before I move on to episode 3, I will briefly cover what happens in the vault. It's not really that important. As we saw in the last episode, Lucy's brother has unfrozen all of the future Vault Tech employees, and he pretends to be their manager and tells them to...
Why would you unfreeze them and you don't have any food? Why would you unfreeze these people and send them out into the wild? Are you fucking serious right now? So let me unfreeze all these people, and then we can get out there and try to survive on our own. And why don't you go out there into the wild, try to find a means of maybe transportation? You need to find a good living spot, and then look for food and be like, I could probably unfreeze them now, and then we could all work together to build a place. And that's not even accounting for how they would act when they are unfrozen, because once they're unfrozen and then they see a whole entire wasteland, think of their psyche. They're going to be like, oh shit, we're fucked, bro. Oh shit. And then they would just run off and just go crazy and be like, yo, where's my family? Oh shit. And there would be there's so many variables of things fucking up. You can't just unfreeze everybody and they're just like, all right, what am I going to do now? What are we doing? I'm following you, the short guy. I'm following you. Okay, we're we're leaving the vault. Okay. All right. Oh, and just you remember in Fallout, there was a vault where an overseer like had all these, oh man, they treated the overseer treated their people like a cult, and like did all these experiments and shit. And I'm just like, oh, well, it makes sense because they would believe in the overseer. And there was all these intricate, like, sort of different stories with different vaults, where some of them would make sense and some of them would be fucking creepy as fuck. But it would be all in the realm of reality. You know what I mean? Where it would just be like, for example, I think in Fallout 1 or 2, you help out the vault, but they say to you like, hey, man, listen, I appreciate you saving us, but you staying here would make people want to leave. You can't stay here anymore. Okay? You can't stay here. It's like, you've been out there in the wilderness. You survived the elements, and you come back and you try to save all of us. And I can't have you overthrowing me as the overseer, because they would believe in, because you saved them, you gotta leave. And I'd be like, yo, what the fuck? That's fucked up, bro. He just saved everybody. And that's the kind of stories that I like, where it's like it's like there's some weird moments, there's some crazy moments, but there's a sense of realism to the whole story. But this one, it's just like, yeah, let's all just leave, bro.
All escape to the surface. Conveniently, there is a comically massive vent that leads to the surface from the vault. You know, there's no way any radiation would end up getting through there and killing everyone inside. No. Lucy's brother and all the Vault-Tec.
There's only one way to leave a vault, unless it's completely destroyed, and there's, you know, there was some destruction going on. There's only one way to leave a vault, and the only way to leave a vault is with the big fucking door. That's the only fucking way to leave the vault. Nothing else. There's no like, oh, here's an escape route. No, there's not, because you have to keep the underground tight. You have to keep the underground completely sealed away and completely decontaminated. Otherwise, it's like, oh, you could just leave through this fucking hatch, and it's just like, okay.
Employees escape, and they're on the surface, and I guess they're gonna colonize the wasteland or somehow.
I want to see that again.
We're there and killing everyone inside. No. Lucy's brother and all the Vault-Tec employees escape, and they're on the surface.
What? Now you got all these people that are free. You're in the middle of nowhere. There's no food. You can't drink salt water. Now you have like 20 people that you have to follow. What are you gonna do now? Did you plan this out? Did he? I am so curious to see what he planned out. Did he go out there and scout, or did he just say, I don't know what's outside, we're gonna figure this shit out together? No, that doesn't make any sense, man. Did you go out of the vault and since there's an escape hatch, did you go out there and check before you left? I mean, before you unfroze them?
And I guess they're gonna colonize the wasteland or somehow find their way to Lucy's dad. I don't know. Who cares? I think it goes without saying, but this episode sucked ass. There is no way that the Brotherhood of Steel can come back from this. They are a clown faction now. Again, why would you even care about Fallout after this? They ruined everything cool about the setting. It is just Borderlands, and Borderlands is lame as fuck and always has been. Okay, moving on to episode...
Borderlands 2, and then it stopped. It hasn't been always lame. I firmly disagree. A lot of people disagree.
Episode 3, the point of no return for this series. The episode begins with an incredibly ridiculous scene that serves absolutely no purpose except a fake moral quandary near the end of the episode. We see the...
Wait. What did I just see? Hold on. Okay, you got ghoul children. Got it? You got ghoul children. Ghoul children? Okay, you got ghoul children. Fine. What's this?
An incredibly ridiculous scene that serves absolutely no purpose except a fake moral quandary near the end of the
Okay. Let's talk. Why is there a ghoul with a full head of hair? You right above me. Why is there a ghoul with a full head of hair? I cannot preface this enough. Most ghouls have barely any hair. Most of them. You have a full head of hair and you're a ghoul. That's just lazy, bro. That me, the lore guy, that fucks with me, bro. That fucks with me.
Episode. We see the former Brotherhood of Steel initiate from the first season who has become ghoulified. I remember this being foreshadowed in the first season, but I'll be honest, I can't even remember why he's becoming a ghoul. Either way, what's ridiculous about this scene is he has somehow enslaved a bunch of children. Yeah, he just casually has child labor in this Sunset Sarsaparilla bottling plant. I have so many questions.
I have questions too, but enslaving children, especially ghoul children, actually fits with a Fallout narrative, but it would be a little bit darker than what I'm seeing right in front of me. It would be a little bit darker. Like the story would be a little bit darker, and we'll see. It looks like they're just making bottle caps.
And none of them will be answered because, again, Fallout is a joke now. This is supposed to be funny that he has child slaves. Where the hell are their parents? Where did these kids come from? Now, something at first glance you might think is clever is that he doesn't actually care about the Sunset Sarsaparilla. He's just collecting caps. He's basically printing money, which obviously is going to lead to inflation, but given that the only major civilization in the region has been...
I'm going to be honest with you. That makes sense. I'm sorry. That kind of makes sense. Yeah, printing money. Yeah, I feel like that's a Fallout thing. Using ghoulified children to make bottle caps is a Fallout thing, but I what I'm trying to say is that is something that I would do that, by the way. I would do that. I would fucking do that. Yeah, I would do that. Yep, I would do that in the show and in the video game. But let me go back to what is seen. The idea is interesting, and it definitely is Fallout, but it needs to be darker. It needs to be darker. First of all the kids that are ghoulified, get rid of the fucking hair. We need to have Make-A-Wish Foundation, but sarsaparilla style. That's what we need to do, okay? And then, of course, you need to have that guy whipping the children into putting them in cages, making more bottle caps and sarsaparilla. Wait a minute. Let's fit it. Holy shit.
And wiped out of existence.
I want him to finish the whole entire story of those kids making the bottle caps.
Yes, that's the least of his concerns. But my question is, where the hell are the materials coming from to manufacture these
That's true, but also something else.
bottles in the first place? Why even bother making Sunset Sarsaparilla to begin with? Can't you just have the part of the assembly line that makes the bottle caps function and just forget about the rest? I guess you could say it's clever that he is feeding the children Sunset Sarsaparilla instead of giving them water, right?
There's not going to be any water in fucking Wasteland. That's kind of rare. But here's what I'm trying to say is, why don't you just sell the Sunset Sarsaparilla? That's what I'm saying. You're making an infinite amount of Sunset Sarsaparilla? Okay. You want the bottle caps? Okay. Why don't you can sell the Sunset Sarsaparilla for more than just one bottle cap. So when you're emptying out all the Sunset Sarsaparilla, I hope that's what they're doing in the show. Because I'm telling you, like, why don't you sell the Sunset? You get more money by selling food products in the Wasteland than getting one bottle cap for $1. Bro, what are we doing, bro? Bro, Sunset Sarsaparilla, 25 caps. A bottle cap, one bottle cap. Sunset Sarsaparilla, 15 bottle caps. A bottle cap, one bottle cap. You see what I'm saying? How much is this Sunset Sarsaparilla? 15 bottle caps or 10 bottle caps? Okay, that's cool. and I'm like, why don't you just sell the Sunset Sarsaparilla? Don't fucking, bro. I'm getting tired, boss. We're wasting money. I hope he's not just giving all the sunsets. I hope he's not giving all the children the fucking soda, and then he's just keeping the bottle caps. I hope that's not the case. I firmly believe that he should be selling the Sunset Sarsaparilla to get even more money. And this whole idea about inflation, who cares? Who cares? I would do the same thing anyway, okay? I would do the same fucking thing. I would get geared up. I would sell my stuff. I would sell out the whole fucking entire gun place, and I would sell out the whole entire general goods place, and then I would set up a factory. I would buy a fucking like you know, I would hire an engineer so he can set up robots to protect my warehouse, and then I would find some people to whip the fucking children in shape and fucking put them in cages, make sure they're fed. You know, I need certain people to work certain areas, and then I basically essentially have become a slave trader slash like fucking not arms dealer, but I've made essentially a business. It's a good idea, but they can't do it, is all I'm saying. Okay? I have talked about this for way too long. I need to leave.
So it's sustaining itself. This is just so goofy. I don't think it's really worth going into the logistics of it, but it's just kind of a baffling.
How much is that sarsaparilla? How much? Where is it?
Goofy. I don't think it's really worth going into the logistics of it.
How much for that sarsaparilla? The value for Sunset Sarsaparilla is 80. So my guess is if it's going to be 80, then it's probably like 20 bottle kits. So I was kind of right. It's because you shouldn't look at the value too much in these games, because the value is not 80 fucking caps. It's not. I mean, you could bring up your fucking what's it called? Your haggling and stuff like that, the bartering, but it's not 80 value, 80 caps straight off the rip. I hate it when video games do that, where they're just, you pick up a fucking item and then it's like, you just picked up a brand new gun. This gun is worth 15 fucking coins. I mean, 15,000 coins or 15,000 dowry dues. And you're like, $15,000 for this one gun? Holy shit. Let's go to the fucking vendor. You get to the vendor and he's just like, welcome to GameStop. You want to sell this gun? That'll be $25. And I'm like, what the fuck are we doing?
But it's just kind of a baffling situation that we're forced to accept. And we're also supposed to believe this is just an abandoned building in the middle of nowhere that he just happened to find. There were no raiders here or anything, and he had the technical know-how to fix it from his time in the Brotherhood of Steel, I guess. Oh, and he somehow also hacked a Securitron to help him defend the place on top of that, as you'll see later in the episode. I guess you could consider it dark humor that a couple of the children are ghouls too, but this is...
I don't know if it's dark humor.
Consider it dark humor that a couple...
Look, I don't think it's fucking... Does it look like dark humor here? Not really. These kids seem to be chilling. He looks tired, but they seem to be chilling. If you need it to be darker, perfect example of it being darker than, like, having a darker tone like Fallout 3 and Fallout 2 and Fallout New Vegas, is as soon as you see a kid leaning like that, getting all tired, you break out the fucking whip. And then you're like, okay, now we got a story. But these kids, this guy chilling, he's like, yeah, it's not much, but it's honest work. Yeah. I'm gonna get myself a Sunset Sarsaparilla and call it a day. Probably play cards with the boys. No, it's not that. These kids be chilling.
All of the children are ghouls too, but this is just treated like a joke, and we see a black girl who I'm sure was picked at complete random, who says she was bullied by a white girl. Said girl...
I mean, I think that's cool that they're bringing out like fucking, you know, like 1950s, like, hey, they're calling me like bad words like the N-word or something like that. That kind of fits with the narrative. I mean, that's fine.
Called her a mean name. Now, of course, being the chud that I am, I thought she meant but no, sadly, she just called her a ghoul, because...
Listen to me. Listen to me right now. You've made it even worse. you've made it even worse. Now you're fucking with me, okay? You're fucking with me. You're trying to treat me like you're my mom with this TV show, and you're fucking with me. Because everybody knows, as soon as this black kid in, like, Fallout is like, oh, they've been calling me names, like bad names and stuff because of my skin, and I'm like, oh shit, that's fucked up. That's actually fucked up, man. That's kind of cool that they actually brought this in the TV show. Everybody would think it's the N-word. Everybody unanimously would be like, it's the N-word. Well, that sucks. And then they say, like, it's actually the ghoul. And I'm like, bro, really? Really? And you chose the black kid to be called a ghoul? That's fucked up. That's it almost feels like Amazon almost subtly have just made a joke about calling black kids the N-word. You know what I mean? It's just like, bro, what if we put in the TV show where a little black girl is being bullied, bro, and being called names? That's cool, man. It might bring in something for like the 1950s vibe. Yeah, I know, the 1950s vibe where, you know, some people were like, bigoted and stuff. But bro, what if we pull an okie doke and instead of people thinking it's the N-word, she's actually being called a ghoul, bro. Bro, that's so fucking fucked up, bro. Everybody would think it's the N-word. I know, bro. And I even would thought it was the N-word, but it's actually the G word. Bro, they're gonna fucking hate us, bro. And I'm like, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. You've basically called this child, you basically used this black kid in more ways than one. Okay, he's like, I need this black child, this black girl who actually doesn't really look like a ghoul. Why don't you use? What about all the people? Wait a minute, that ghoul. Wait a minute. Wait.
Too, but this is just treated like a joke, and we see a black.
You saw that kid, the white kid with no nose, right? Okay.
Girl who I'm sure was picked at complete random, who says she was
yeah, complete. Does this kid look like a ghoul to you? So they chose the child that looks normal and black, and they said, let's make an N-word joke. And I'm like, why would you do this to this little kid? It would be better if we just did like a racist thing and then kept it pushing and then added to the story and to the emotion of the characters. But they were just like, bro, they think it's the N-word, but it's not the N-word, it's the G-word. That is fucked up. Yo, stay away from these kids, Hollywood. Stay away from these fucking kids. It's like, I know we got all these kids with no nose, but let's pick the black girl with the big nose. Oh my God. I feel sorry for this kid. Oh my God, bro. Oh my God.
Was bullied by a white girl. Said girl called her a mean name. Now, of course, being the chud that I am, I thought she meant but no, sadly, she just called her a ghoul, because ghouls are ugly, which actually, you know what? That's not a bad insult for the post-apocalypse. I'll accept that one. But for absolutely no reason at all, we once again have a racist white character in the Fallout TV show.
Where?
Do you think idiots are noticing yet?
Where? Who's the racist? Wait, what? The ghouls are not a race. The ghouls are not a race. The ghouls are not a race. Okay. Listen. Okay. I get. Are they considered a race? the race that these ghouls are, okay, when it comes to the perspective, perspective of, like, all of the ghouls used to be human, and they were human, but they've been mutated as ghouls. That doesn't make them a race, okay? That doesn't make you. It's like calling rocks a race. It's like a rock isn't a race, okay? A rock, it's not alive, okay? The rocks they get mutated, okay? It's like, oh, thank God I'm a ghoul, man. All my ghouls rise up. Rise up, ghouls. Rise up, ghouls. Rise up. We in the south side. Scratch that. We're in the G side. Ghouls, rise up. We have a religion. It's called. Our religion is called. We have a new language. Fuck out of here.
Probably not. The scene ends with yet another unfunny joke.
What do we always say? Most kids are dead by this age.
Now for the next scene, it's time for the moment we've all been waiting for. The Fallout TV show's take on the Legion.
As much as darkspawns are a separate race from the baseline humans, elves, dwarves, and Qunari, yeah, it's not a race. It's like the darkspawn are it's an eldritch work that has been done thousands of years ago that because of magic and everything, it's like they killed elves, humans, dwarves, and then they mutated them into darkspawn. That doesn't make you want to have another orc moment? You want to have another Rings of Power orc family moment? Cause keep it fucking up. Keep it up, bitch. Keep it fucking up. You want to see Veilguard 2 where a darkspawn comes out with his darkspawn family? No.
Oh boy, are you ready for another humiliation ritual? I know I am. So Lucy is led through their camp with the slave woman who I'm sure someone's gonna claim didn't betray her intentionally. Something you're gonna notice is all of the Legion members are white except for their leaders. And yes, leaders plural. I'll get into that in a second. Though I'm sure there'll be some disingenuous Redditor who pretends this giant schnozzy and swarthy motherfucker is Caucasian, but no. The second thing is we see a man who appears to be Legate Linnaeus, or at least is wearing his helmet, and it turns out to be Macaulay Culkin. Yes, Macaulay Culkin slits the slave girl's neck, and it's so obvious this is meant to be funny. Oh my god, the Home Alone kid just killed that bitch and is an evil alt-right incel chud?
No, you're thinking about it too much. The only one, I think I think Synthetic Man is too lost in the sauce. Here's what it is. And he already said it, by the way. He's thinking too hard. He's thinking too deep into it. He's thinking way too deep into it. Almost to the point where it's getting fucking annoying. Okay? The only two things are correct. One, Macaulay Culkin doesn't fit with any of this. He just doesn't. If anything, Macaulay Culkin fits as somebody being in a Vault-Tec uniform. That makes sense. Does anybody agree with me? I think Macaulay Culkin being in a Vault-Tec uniform and being in the vault makes more sense than him being in a Caesar sort of outfit and everything, slitting slaves' throats. The second thing, every single Caesar person being white, and then the leaders are fucking minorities. That's the real problem. That's the real problem. That's what I'm talking about. That is 100% a fucking what's it called? Virtue signaling. That's political pandering. That's it's trying to be politically correct. Like, oh no, we can't have another white person up on there. Being another leader or something like that. which is very fucking, like, for example, like the Brotherhood of Steel, he was correct. A lot of people in the Brotherhood of Steel are white, and then out of nowhere the leader is a fucking Indian dude. The same thing. Who's another leader? There was a leader in season 1 where everybody was pretty much was this in the Sunset, was this in the first one where the gay couple was the leader of this group. I mean, they died at the end of season 1, but the leader was pretty much a gay couple. So when you see certain stuff like that, it starts to have a pattern of recognition where it's just like, are you more focused on the story? Is that what, or are you more focused on just doing more political pandering? You don't really do much about the story. You're retconning everything. The story's not making any sense. You're doing more kooky, weird shit. And it's just like, I'm trying to watch this show, and I'm just like, I want to stop watching this because I know exactly what they're doing, and I would rather watch Reacher. Like Reacher. Reacher is so fucking... Reacher is good. I'm surprised it's on Amazon just like Fallout. But Reacher is good. Really good. White dude, main character, big buffy dude, beating up people, trying to save the town, that sort of thing. But for some odd reason, Amazon was like, whoa. This TV show is doing pretty good. Let's not mess with the team. So it's kind of weird that there's certain Amazon and there's certain Amazon publishers that will not mess with certain TV shows on their platform. So I guess it's sort of, it depends on who you bring into the studio, because Reacher's perfect, but I watch Fallout, and I think it's more hands-on with Amazon, and when Amazon is more hands-on, you get this Fallout series that's basically bullshit. I think another one is Secret Level. And has anybody ever watched Secret Level? Doesn't matter. The only thing that mattered was that one episode of Secret Level where it was pretty much Titus from Warhammer 40K. Has everybody seen that? That was fucking awesome. That was fucking amazing. And of course there was a black fucking ultramarine. And I know back then there was mostly predominantly just white people, and there were some brown people back in the day. And I know Games Workshop is getting more diverse, but it did not take away the monastic sort of like brotherhood feeling of and grim dark future that is the 40K from Amazon. And I was just surprised. So I guess it depends on the studio and who's working on it, because whoever worked on that Warhammer 40K thing really knew exactly what to show the boys, and it was fucking great. Now, however, Secret Level also had a Dungeons and Dragons episode. That shit was fucking woke as shit. That's what I knew, that certain studios are activists and certain studios are just here for the love of the game. That's when you know. I mean, it's Dungeons and Dragons. What are we talking about? We had the orc female dyke paladin. We had the black dwarf. We had the ugly ass halfling lady that was the wizard. Oh my gosh. That Dungeons and Dragons Secret Level made me wish to never see CGI ever again. Like I never want to see CGI ever again after seeing that. It's whoever did the CGI for that Dungeons and Dragons Secret Level, piss off. I knew halflings were ugly, but good lord. And you watch it, and you know clearly what you notice, but you'll have to watch that for yourself. But it's all dependent on the studio and who you're working with. Luckily, Amazon has gives you a choice whether, and I don't know if there's much of a choice, but it depends on who you're working with if you're working with Amazon. And I hope that Henry Cavill does his own thing without the political bullshit, So if whatever he's working on with Amazon, I hope it works out, because I'm seeing Fallout. And I'm just like, okay. I've already given up on Fallout. I've already given up on Fallout the series. My only thing is, am I expected to see this for Henry Cavill's like Warhammer? Because he's still working on that. That's what I'm more like concerned about.
Yeah, that's so fucking funny. I'm laughing so hard right now. And yes, I'm aware he's not actually Linnaeus. Amazon even tells you the character's name, though I don't think they do.
Are you streaming Mass Effect later? Yes. I think I want to stream Mass Effect later. I actually have a mod that I just put on. And I fixed my mods. I can use grenades now. So that's great. Anyway, we're going to end it here. I think we've seen enough. I think we're good. I think we're fine. Yeah, that's fucking crazy. 3 hours and 30 minutes. Great shit. Culkin had enough of them robbers. I'm gonna end it here for the hard rant stream. I'll put up these videos up tomorrow if you missed them. That Fallout, just give it up. I'm down out with that one, but I'm ready to play Mass Effect because I got some new mods on there. Hopefully everything works, and then we can, play some Mass Effect. I'll start up the stream in like 15 minutes, and then we'll play some Mass Effect to end our day. For anybody that I don't see, I appreciate you guys being here and supporting me, and I'll see you guys here soon. Have a good one. Peace, guys. Have a good one.